Truck Talk Media.
C10 Talk, episode 229. The C10 Roundtable, the kickoff show. 4 dudes looking for a good time. Wrong podcast. How about a little roundtable coming at you? Something different, something fresh, bringing it to you. We've got Scotty, we've got Mikey, Chuck C, and yours truly, Ron E. Behind the mic, looking for a good time is what we do. Having fun. It's about the trucks, it's about the people, and it's about bringing you some pod, bringing you something a little different, something fresh. I hope you dig it. I am kicking off 2022 in style. Here we go. Well, Scott's finishing his story. I'm going to say, how long is the Golden Gate?
We're fact checking throughout this. Yeah, stand by.
Just let me know if you're falling asleep. Fact check all you want.
Hey, any guesses? So, Mikey, what's your guess? I haven't pulled it up yet.
What? How long?
How long is the Golden Gate Bridge?
I want to look it up on my phone. Let's see.
12,000 feet. It's got built-in Google.
I'm gonna say. We think it's.
So
I don't know what's that thing. Okay, let's think about it. Pictures I've seen. I'm gonna say quarter mile. 1320. No, that's 26.
What the hell?
Damn, son. Hey guys, one of the biggest upgrades I was able to make on Orange Slice is my lighting. Think about this. You've got your old school sealed yellow lights. You put in new United Pacific headlights, boom, quadruple the lightage. They look better, they perform better, and guess what? They're safer. So you've got LED options, you've got new headlight options. They look great. And honestly, we upgrade so many things with our trucks. Why not upgrade the lighting? When you do, think United Pacific. Go to upcarparts.com. That's right, upcarparts.com. I don't think you'll forget it. Save today. Thanks, guys. Give them a follow on social media too, Facebook and Instagram.
Let me tell you what Melbourne Toast is packing right here, all right? We've got 411 posi track out back, 750 double pumper, Edelbrock intakes, scored over 30, 11-1 pop-up pistons, turbojet, 390 horsepower. We're talking some bucking muscle.
What does that do? Does that blow your mind? That just happened.
Welcome to C10 Talk, your C10 truck podcast.
And now I have a chance to be the best, maybe the best in the world.
My old man is a television repairman. Got the ultimate set of tools. I can fix it.
I said I got 50 cents in that jukebox, and all I can hear is your mouth clapping. You hear that?
Here's your host, Ronnie Welch.
Here we go. Welcome back. 2022 C10 Talk coming at you. Our welcome back episode, a little different and a little mixing it up for you guys. So letting the strings loose a little bit, something a little different for you guys, a little round table with some of the fellas. I thought, what the hell, let's get some boys in. Started with Scott from GSI, somebody who I respect, somebody who I really like, and I thought, I should get Scott on board. He lives local. Then it just was like, well, what about Mike? He's a good dude. He's got a great insight to what's going on in the scene. And then I was like, all the way east, Mr. Florida, Chuck C. All of these guys have been guests on the pod. Well-spoken, care about the community. And so now I'm going to introduce your new C10 Talk Roundtable. And we might even get some other fellas that come in, come out, substitute in, substitute out. But the bottom line is I've been doing this for 235-ish or whatever episodes, and it's not about me. It's about the community and how can we make the community as good as can be, and I think that this is the next right move to do. So welcome to the C10 Talk Roundtable. I'll let you tune into the pod and just listen to the craziness. I really didn't edit one thing. I just kind of cleaned up the audio and put it out. Now the audio is a little rough because Scott came by and I've done in-studio pod before, but again, that's just audio. I wanted to be able to create the video and harvest the video, and also so we could all see each other. So I put him on a laptop right next to me. Well, you're going to hear a little feedback, so I apologize in advance on that, but it's fine. It's not as good as audio as I would have wanted, and I will work on the setup here at the house, at the shop, at the studio and make it better. So when Scott stops by, we can put him on a laptop so we can see each other, and he can see, whoever else is sitting in, whether that's Mikey, whether that's Chuck, and we're bringing you the best content that we can. And if it's in this perspective of the roundtable, or if it's Scott interviewing somebody, Mike interviewing somebody, or Chuck interviewing somebody. Okay, so I'm excited about this, and I hope that you guys are as well, and just bringing you that variety, that flavor, right? So I'm looking forward to it. Excited to have our title sponsor back, UP Car Parts. They're back, which is, this is a hard time for us, and not a hard time. For me, it's where I'm really busy. The end of the year, then the beginning of the year, and I'm trying to get all these sponsors, get everybody lined up, and then get you guys content, because that's what it's all about. So speaking of content, I've been dropping videos from all the way back to Dino's Get Down, which, hell, that's 2 months ago now. But I've got some videos. I just dropped another one with Brooks today on his 67 C10. So get on the Truck Talk Media YouTube for me if you would. If you don't already follow, subscribe, please do. Help us out on that. I've got a new video drop today. It's a good one. It's a really good interview with Brooks. I need to get him on full episode, but it's nice to have him there at the show, and you'll see the truck in the background, his 67, big back window, Detroit steel wheels, LS2 supercharged. His seats are on point. I love his seats. I love his interior. I love the color. Everything he did. Ride Tech suspension. It's a really sweet truck. Check it out. Big news for us. Big news coming out tomorrow, which is going to be the 12th, is the first annual reunion. The reunion. If you've been following the C10 Talk, the C10 Nation, Sammy Castronova, his page, Grinder helped us out, and Poised Hipster himself, Mikey, helped with the videos. You'll hear us drop a multitude of the reunion in this little roundtable, because, the fellas are the fellas. They're helping me push this out to you guys and bring you, which we're really excited. The second best show in Arizona. It's going to be this spring. It's going to be 3 months from now. Just a scotch under, because it's the 9th, and I'm dropping this today on the 11th. So tomorrow, January 12th, is the registration, so it will open up. You can get online. That's that's the reunion, so it's not that's the problem. It's Reunion Truck Show. Reunion Truck Show. www.reuniontruckshow.com. And that'll take you to the registration. Host hotels on there, and you guys can get linked up with the host hotel. It's going to be in downtown Chandler. You can check out C10 Talk, C10 Nation, Sammy Castronova, and the _reunion with the 10 in there. I know it gets a little convoluted, but obviously kind of following the lines of the C10 Nation logo, we use the 10 in the reunion. So REUN10N. So the _reunion using the 10. And yes, it's going to be a C10, specific, no, but it's going to be C10 heavy, Chevy truck heavy. OBSs are included, so 98 and older are welcome. We are going to cap it off at 350 for the first year. We can sneak a few more in there, so we'll see how that all kind of rolls out. We're looking to see what happens tomorrow for the registration, but tomorrow, if you think you can make it, if you can't bring your truck, come on out. Just come on out. Free admission. We'll take you, man. We can't wait to blow this thing open. We've got a lot of fun things, fun themes, fun different things going on, and we're looking forward to it. So if you're like, hey, I want to check it out, I want to be at the first one, we'd love to have you. You can jump on a plane or drive or whatever it is, and get in your newer vehicle. And if you're coming from Texas, you're coming from New Mexico, Cali, obviously, coming up north. Maybe you're, Oregon or Colorado or Reno or something like that, or Nevada. Just get in the truck and come on over, whether that's your classic or not, but we'll take you. So come on out, 8th and 9th, April 8th and 9th, downtown Chandler. And it is something very unique, is it is a parking garage. So we're going to put 300 trucks. You get a double space in the parking garage. We got some ideas for the top deck. We got some ideas for the basement. And then we'll put a few out in the grass with some vendors and so on and so forth. So we're working on the layout, but the first annual reunion, the reunion, will be coming at you. Damn, son, it's going to be a good time. We're coming. It's going to be a fun one. Other shows to think about. So C10's in the park sold out, I think, in under 10 minutes. 1,100 trucks. So that one's full. Battle in Bama. This May 13th and 14th. That one is 1,300 trucks. When I talked to Craig, the guy puts it on, he said he's got 100 spots left. So if you're thinking about it, grab your spot. So that's good for him. Those guys both open things up on January 1st. Battle in Bama, Craig Raleigh, and he's got 100 spots left. C10's in the park, sold out in 10 minutes. We've got obviously the reunion coming up, and then hell, we're going to be heading over to Texas, Conroe, Texas, for the 11th annual Lone Star Throwdown. So we'll be heading out there for that one. So LST, we always look forward to seeing the Texas people, and we'll be out there. LST 2022 coming at you. I talked to you a little bit about the audio issues. Work with us on that. You've got the new videos for the YouTubes. And I think the other thing I would say is if you want, you can, we have a kind of a mailing list, trucktalkmedia.com, but we also have a mailing list and a website for the show. So if you want the most up-to-date stuff, that's your spot to get it. I'll probably put something out here maybe today because registration does open tomorrow, but you can sign up, leave us your email. We're not going to send you a bunch of garbage. Obviously, if we have sales and stuff like that, but updates on the show, it's a great place to get the updates. Again, that's reuniontruckshow.com, and you can jump on over to trucktalkmedia.com, and we're going to do our best to keep you guys up to speed on this. Let me know what you think. If you tell me you think the roundtable sucks, then sorry, I'm not gonna change it. But I guess if you like it, then let me know, because I want to hear that. I don't want to hear that it sucks. I think it's going to be good. You can tell me the audio sucks. That's fine. I'll take that hit. But I think what we're doing here, it's going to be awesome. So I appreciate your support. Appreciate you tuning in. This is 2022. It's going to be an awesome year. I know we've been kind of dealing with a bunch of shit for the last few years, but I think we're going to bust through this thing. 2022 is going to be one hell of a year. I hope you think the same. I hope things are going great for you. We've got, again, the trucks bring us together, but we're tuning in, we're hanging out, and we talk a little bit about it in the roundtable, but it's therapeutic. So that's it, guys. You can give the fellas, Scotty, you can give GSI Scott a blast. Let him know. Mikey Moonbeam, Mikey Milan, PP Moonbeam, or Poised Hipster, and then Chuck C, SEE. You can let them all know, hey, stoked to listen to you and what you got going on, and you can let me know as well. Obviously, it's Ronnie at Truck Talk Media, Ronnie at trucktalkmedia.com. Could shoot me an IG DM, whether it's at RW73, C10 Talk, OBS Talk, however you want to get a hold of me. Hopefully you got a few different avenues there. All right, guys, welcome to 2022. Thanks again for the support. Have a great week. Late.
Cheers, boys.
Salute. All right, you ready?
Yeah. Been ready. Born ready.
Stay ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. How about a little round table? So welcome to our kickoff show for 2022. And I told you guys I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm seeing 4, which one is myself. So I've got Scotty. One of these kids is doing his own thing. I got him up to the left. I got Chuck down bottom left, and then I got Mikey on the right. So C10 Nation, we're going to spice things up a little bit. I thought I'd start off with a round table with these guys, kind of hand selected. And whether you guys realize it or not, because I just talked to Scott, this is if you guys want to interview somebody solo, you want to bring them into the round table, you only want to be part of the round table, you got full permission, I guess.
Nice.
Authority.
We've got your blessing.
Yes, you got my blessing. Because here's the deal. I just can't do it all, right? So you guys are all over the world. We got Chuck in Florida. Now, granted, we have a few more Arizona guys, but we have guys who are going to different shows, seeing different things and liking different things on social. And then somebody will say, I'll talk to Scott, and he'll be like, oh, did you see this? And I'll be like, no, I didn't see that. At the world, we're living in, it's just moving so fast. So welcome. So you guys are this is the knights of the round table, I guess, or the slapdicks of the C10 table, however you want to look at it.
The latter.
But again, for the audience, we've got 3 dudes who have been on the pod already. And I think you guys, I trust you. I trust you that you have good insight. You care about the community. And I guess that's probably why I picked you guys, because I think you guys all really do care about the community. You're not saying I'm bigger than the community. You're saying the community is why we're all here, and that's evident in who you guys are. So welcome.
Thank you. Hey, glad to be here.
Yeah,
thank you.
Honored.
Do you want to talk about the 32 ounces of
fun?
Of fun.
We've been working on this.
There was 32 ounces.
We popped this when we started. We figured stuff out, but it was 32
some audio
ounces.
difficulties.
Technical difficulties, but
we're going to run down the line.
We could change this to 4 dudes, 1 pod.
4 dudes, 1 pod, and beer.
Hey, let's hear that thing.
Already? Testing audio.
Oh, yeah.
You know there's a song that goes with that.
Okay,
I
so
wish we had audio.
I've got a few questions that, of course, I wrote down. But I'm going to pick on Scott, and he doesn't know that yet.
Cool.
So I think we'll little warm up. He's got a couple wounded soldiers over here. We're doing good. But Chuck was on. He had the Chuck pod. And then Mikey, the Mikey pod. Scott was on, and it was the GSI pod. So now we want to just get the Scott pod. So a little bit, right? So
let's hear it.
Who is Scott?
Shit. Well, that's a pretty broad question. What else?
Let's
strip it down a little bit. Well, my name's Scott.
Happily married
for 13 years. Got 2 little kids, 2 little boys.
Pimps.
Yeah, man, they're studs. They're wild. They keep Mama on her toes. Been doing this for a long time, messing with these trucks. First truck was a Toyota. It wasn't a Tacoma, because in the 90s, it was a 1990. They weren't called Tacomas. Didn't do anything cool to it. I didn't even want the damn truck. Are we doing this? Are we doing like history lesson?
Yeah. We need to, because we haven't.
Come on, man.
I think.
It's going to be a long pod, man.
Where we gotta go?
Nowhere.
We got more beer.
Where are you going? Nowhere. All right. 1990 Toyota pickup, long bed. I was out of town. My mom called me and said, "Hey, my friend's selling this truck. I'm gonna buy it for you with my money." I said, "No, Mom, don't buy me that damn truck. I don't want to buy that. I don't want that truck."
When she says with my money, she meant her money or
my
your
money?
money?
She's gonna go. Mama was on my bank account. My mother was on was my bank account. You know, I'm a mama's boy. We'll start there. Still am. She took my money, bought the truck from her friend, and when I got home from my little trip, I went away for a little bit. I had this Toyota in my driveway.
Okay, hold on. I mean, is this trip like?
No, I know I wasn't in trouble. I went.
Is this the boys' ranch?
No, man. I went to Colorado for like a month or something.
I'm looking at who I'm dealing with here. I just have to clarify.
Oh, I'm guilty by association because you got these guys. Anyway, God, this is gonna be long. We're going all the way from the Toyota truck to today.
Well, I mean, within reason, we could paraphrase, but yeah, let's talk about the Toyota truck.
There's a white long bed Toyota. I got a thing for white long beds, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, mobbed the truck around for a little bit, put all the hood rats in the back, and we drove around, did dumb stuff. Went to the water hole and the wave. You know, we were doing some dirty kid things.
Birds involved?
Bird was involved. Yeah, he was around. It wasn't very long. I didn't have that truck very long. I got into VWs after that. And then from the VW, I went into a square body dually. So last year at high school, I had a 75 crew cab C30. Man, I shaved it. I did the whole mini trucker. I shaved everything. The markers, taillights, did a Cali combo, roll pin, door poppers, all the chassis tech bullshit, you know, air compressors, DC 2000s. What were they? You remember what those were called? Mike knows.
Mike, ones like the AIM Industries stuff out of Mesa. Yeah.
The door poppers, the solenoids and the door poppers were insulated with shredded newspaper. It was all I knew, all we had. And did that, chopped it up in my mother-in-law's garage. She had carpet in her garage floor. And I had a little like Hobart little 110 welder, and I tried to box the frame in. I had a lot of friends that knew what they were doing, and I mean, I was just messing around. I lit her garage on fire. Not the whole garage, like burn in flames, call Ronnie to put it out. It wasn't like that. But that was the dually. That's kind of what got me started with this whole bag truck, lower truck thing. I drove that around for a little while. Just ruined it the way we do, or what we did. Sold it when I needed to buy couches for my first rental house. So I got rid of it for man, I could have killed it on that. You all right, Chuck?
No, I'm good. Real? I got to get my booster. Sorry.
Holy
Rona?
moly.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Sorry, guys.
Have an aneurysm over there.
Anyway, I had a dually, sold it, did all that shit, started messing around with trucks and shit. And then, I got this job. We started doing stuff, started making stuff. And now we make chassis. Now we make chassis and we bag trucks.
So you skipped.
That's about it. I skipped a lot because we could go forever.
I want to go to the time period where that picture you posted, that throwback, Scott with the Sid Oakleys. That
was Snowboard Scott. That was Snowboard Scott. He was wild. Snowboard Scott was wild. He had a good time. We had fun.
I'll have to dig that one back up. What's funny is that was the most beyond. Nobody could guess that one.
Yeah, because I was fucking 300 pounds.
Hey, when you sent me that, it was funny because growing up here in Arizona, I think when you
Chuck
said
laughs.
To me,
Chuck's a fat joke guy.
Whatever happened to that guy? You ate him?
You ate him.
Hey, I never heard that one before. Delmo.
He's inside him.
It's too easy.
There. That soul's deep.
Yeah, that was
like 16, 17. How old were you in that one?
No, because I was driving up to Sunrise like every weekend. So I had to be.
Scott.
Huh?
Snowboard Scott.
Yeah. That picture was taken at Sunrise in northern Arizona. We would drive up almost every Sunday and go snowboarding for 6-7 hours and then drive home every day. Or
By
every
the way,
weekend.
for the audience, that's a 4-hour drive minimum.
Yeah, we would get up at 4 a.m. We'd mash up there, snowboard all day, and then drive home, and then go back to school or work or whatever we were doing. I was probably 17. Yeah, 17 years old probably.
So what jobs did you have, in high school? Like,
oh man, I got my first job at a restaurant. I was 14 years old. My sister was a waitress at a place called Cindy's Arizona Cafe. Little hole in the wall spot, the kind where you go in there and you get those bomb little biscuits and gravy and stuff. But I went there one night to pick her up with my mom because I wasn't driving. I was 14. And I walked in there and I'm waiting for her. She's like vacuuming and shit, ready to finish up her shift and we can take her home. And I grabbed the vacuum and just started getting to work. I said, let me just help you. So Cindy walks out and says, hey, you're going to start working here tomorrow. So I did. So 14 to 17, I worked at this restaurant and I did all the different jobs throughout there. And that was wild. The restaurant game is wild. The women, the people, like, you ever seen that movie Waiting? You guys seen that movie Waiting?
The ripping and the tearing.
Have you seen Waiting?
Yeah, anybody? Yeah. We've seen it.
Chuck hasn't because he doesn't watch movies. There's a movie called Waiting.
Chuck needs a lot of movie catching up.
Yeah, Waiting. That's how the restaurant game is. Believe me. It's just like that. Just like that. They filmed that at Cindy's Cafe. Anyway, did that till I was 17. And on my trip to Colorado that I mentioned, I went and I hung out with this dude and he said, when you go back, you're not going to work at that restaurant. You can't be working at a restaurant. I don't want you doing that. He was a sister's boyfriend, like kind of an influential dude, like, older guy was trying to kind of guide me. Anyway, I went home and I quit the restaurant and then I started doing shit, man, probably worse jobs. I mean, I worked at Bash's in the meat department. I was cutting up steaks.
The one at Gilbert McKelp's?
No, I wish that I would have stayed. I'd still be there. I'd be that guy. This is my place. No, I worked on Cooper and Ray. So I did that in the meat department. I don't want to say I was a butcher, but I was cutting up shit like that, making crab salad and just weird shit. That's a Thanksgiving time out there, dude. When you got turkeys, you got pallets of turkey. I'm talking truckloads of turkeys showing up, and they're 20, 25 pounds. So you're just hauling turkeys back and forth. Everybody wants the biggest one. It's at the bottom of the barrel. I remember all that. I did that for a while. I did landscaping with some of my friends. We're gonna do this landscaping thing. Awful. Construction, mold remediation, fucking corn beef. Yeah. No one wants to do that, right, Mike?
No.
Actually, no. You got it pretty chill, dude. Yeah.
Don't tell no one, please.
No.
I try to keep
I'm sure you put in the work. Then GSI came along. Anthony and Dusty were two guys that I knew that worked there, and I was like, I'm done with this construction thing. I said, hey, that machine shop thing you guys are doing, what's up with that? And they said, yeah, we could use your help. This was pushing 20 years ago now. So I think next year I'll be 20 years deep over there.
Wow, you will?
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck, can you still hear 6 of me?
No, now I hear one of each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Chuck sounds really good.
Blink twice if you're in trouble.
Am I putting you guys to sleep?
What's the song?
Ronnie asked the question.
No. He said he heard 6 of me, so we just want to make sure our echo wasn't too bad for the audio.
You're good now. That's why I wasn't saying anything. I didn't want 8 of us to be here, but it was bad.
For the audience.
Anyway.
Sorry for the. We've got Scott and I in the same room, so if it ends up echoing like crazy, then I guess that's what it is. But so you think you've been in GSI for 20 years?
No, I know I have.
Wow.
I know I've been there. Dude, I started doing the sweeping floors. It's that story. It's the kid who needed a job and they let me in and I never left. It was one of those things. Bottom. And now I've held every position in that place. I've learned so much. I've done so much cool shit. And then at that point, we were making aerospace, military, things like that. And nothing automotive related. I was doing that for fun after work. So like, hey, clock out, time to go home, pull the shit boxes inside and start cutting them up. That's how that went. And so we were making all the cool stuff that we could because we have some rad equipment. So we were using it to make, we were doing Volkswagens and sandrails and you name it. Like we were always messing with stuff. And then if you listen to the GSI pod, you'll know how it all kind of came to be. We don't need to hit on that again, but it just blew up. We started doing it as a business. We said, hey, look, we're going to do this for real. We're going to sell things. We're going to make things. And that's how this division of GSI got kicked off. And then we just ran with it. It just blew up, and you guys have been a part of all that. So, you know, how that transpired, but as far as me personally, I'm Arizona boy, born and raised. Yeah. I got a wife and 2 kids and I just love all this stuff, man. Like I travel a lot. I meet rad people. I see really cool places, just opportunity, and I'm having a blast. I've met some people that I'll have friends as the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids. Like my kids have nicknames for some of these guys. Like, this is Mullet Mike. This Chuck's been to my house. Captain Ronnie. Like they all know these guys.
Captain Ronnie.
That's Captain Ronnie. Captain Ronnie.
Don't be messing, Mikey. Don't be messing. You get the smackdown. So
that's the deal. Yeah,
Well, hey, so diving in a little bit more. You didn't say anything about your dad. Is Dad around?
Dad is not around.
Okay.
Dad is not around. I don't know a lot about it either, to be honest with you. And I never really went there. I never really looked into it. Never really tried. I know my parents were married at one point. I don't even remember how old I was. I was little, and he did his thing. He's come and go throughout my life or whatever. But he's a mechanical dude. He's an automotive dude. He's a mechanical guy, but not like this. He's a down and dirty, get it done, JB Weld zip ties, you know what I'm saying? Like, does what he can with what he has type of guy. And I've always thought that was cool and I respected it. And I really don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, nah, man, we can't do it that way. Like, we got to do this right. Like, blow the whole fucking thing apart. Like, all new hardware, like no rigging, none of that. Like, so I don't know if, because I never had that type of coaching, like, oh man, you could take this apart and spend 3 days welding it, or you could zip tie it up and be on the road. When the shit hits the fan and you have to do that, I've done it. For example, just recently, a couple days ago, I'm driving a 95 crew cab dually. It's bag 24s. It's my white OBS. Right. So I flew up to SAC and I bought the truck.
Back.
Sorry, I bought it back from the guy that got it from me. It was that one I got away kind of story. And I regretted it. It's like you sell something like that. It was the truck that in high school, I was like, one day I want to make it and I'm going to buy a truck like this. I'm going to own a bagged white crew cab, OBS on polished wheels. You know what I mean? Like my vision thing. I mean, it's everybody's vision. That's not like a rad one-off truck. That truck's been done to death, but there's something about it, right? I mean, that's a classic truck. That's a timeless truck. Had to have it. Got my hands on one. Had it built. Took it to Lowboy. Basically, dropped it off to Lowboy and picked it up. However long later, the night I picked it up from Lowboy, I drove it to Auburn, C10 Intervention. That's about 1,000 miles, right? 9 something.
Sure.
It's a long drive.
16 hours.
Whew. Drove it up to Auburn with 0 test miles. I mean, he tightened it up, cruised around, said, "Hey, come get it." So I went home, went to sleep. I got up at like 4 a.m, and then me and my buddy Derek, Derek, we drove all the way to Auburn, flawless, perfect. Drove it back home, drove around for a little bit, ended up selling it, and then it's probably been year and a half or something since I haven't owned it. And it popped back up. Hey, here's the opportunity to buy us back. I said, dude, I'll be there. I'll be there by the end of the year. After Christmas, let me clean up Christmas with the family and stuff, and I'm going to fly up and drive it home. And Derek came with me again. So I flew up to SAC, got the truck, and we're driving back. And, man, we're hitting rain, snow, all that shit. Ice, dude, that fucking dually was sliding on ice. And we hit the Golden Gate Bridge, did some stuff there, which, by the way, man, the Golden Gate Bridge is not as big as I thought it was.
That's what she said.
Have you been there? Have any of you been to the Golden Gate Bridge?
No. I've only seen it on Full House.
You have?
We rode bikes across that. You ran a bike.
Well, then it's not that big.
Yeah, I made it.
It's not that, dude. I'm thinking like Wonder of the World, like this huge 10-mile long situation.
Yeah.
No. I could fucking throw a football across the Golden Gate Bridge.
Maybe not football.
Uncle Rico.
My Uncle Rico's freaking tossing Super Bowl touchdowns.
Throw that football over that bridge.
I'm gonna look that up while Scott's finishing his story. I'm gonna say how long is the Golden Gate
We're fact checking throughout this. Yeah, stand by.
Just let me know if you're falling asleep. Fact check all you want.
Hey, any guesses? So Mikey, what's your guess? I haven't pulled it up yet.
What? How long?
How long is the Golden Gate Bridge?
I won't look it up on my phone. Let's see.
12,000 feet.
It's not built-in Google.
I'm gonna say we think it's.
So
I don't know what's that big. Okay, let's think about it. Pictures I've seen. I'm gonna say quarter mile, 1320. No, that's 26.
What the hell?
Yeah. So a mile is 5,280 something, right?
Yeah. 1320s an 8.
Okay, so if we know a mile is 5,280 some feet, we're going to use feet.
Quarter mile, 1320. Right? That's what 1320 is, right? Quarter mile?
Or is it eighth? I don't know.
Yeah,
he just divided
I'm going to say it. Yeah.
Chuck, any guesses?
Well, that's what it means, right? Like that whole 1320.
I'm going to say a quarter mile. I'd say about 1,000 feet or so.
Are we not allowed to look this shit up? This is embarrassing.
No, I'm going to say I wrote it, and it's definitely over a mile.
Scott, you're going to need one of those Nerf footballs that, like, have the tail on them.
Yeah, isn't that the only kind of football?
Yeah, you're damn right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's a mile and a half.
The Golden Gate
Bridge? You already looked it up.
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, okay.
I just fact-checked 1320. It's quarter mile. It's a quarter mile. There you go.
The bridge is a quarter mile, or
no, 1320 is a quarter mile.
1320 is a quarter mile. So I'm going to say
1320 video is.
I know that.
I'm going. Yeah.
We were like, is it an eighth? Is it quarter? What's?
Oh yeah, 1320 is a quarter mile.
Some people race eighth mile.
Yeah. Okay, so quarter mile is 1320. I'm going to say, and take another guess. I think it's a mile and a half. I rode my bike. It wasn't like I was done, like in 2 minutes.
I'm going to say 2,000 feet.
Okay, so you're saying 2/3 or no, a little over a quarter.
Let's not try math, guys. Let's not try math. There's smoke coming out of everybody's ears.
Are you going to guess and then look it up, or what do you think the Mr. Uncle Rico, what do you think it is?
Dude, I don't even think it's a mile, dude. Dude, it was so short. I was very disappointed.
Okay, so 4,000 feet.
Yeah, fuck yeah. 4,000 miles.
All right. Look it up.
Okay.
Someone look it up.
So you bought a C10, and it either had AC at one time or it wasn't even an option. Well, Vintage Air has the solution for you. Their SureFit kits are designed to place the evaporator and hoses behind the dash for a factory clean look. In most cases, the SureFit systems will be controlled by your stock dash controls using their exclusive cable converters. The Gen 4 kit provides infinite, just right temperature, air blending, and blower fan speed adjustments. The Vintage Air SureFit kits are the best value and the most completely engineered air conditioning system you can install in your C10. Add the fact that Vintage Air has been the most respected name in performance aftermarket climate control systems for 40 years. 40 years? Damn, son. The choice is obvious. VintageAir.com. Marquet has been in business for over 40 years. It all started in the original owner's garage. From humble beginnings of a couple parts in a garage to a 2-building manufacturing facility making over 6,000 parts, Marquet has grown to be one of the country's premier truck parts manufacturers. They not only design the products, but also design the tooling to build the products, guaranteeing quality control. They have made their original parts from the original trucks. Aluminum strips are double polished, creating a mirror finish, and crystal clear anodized. They offer quality parts built by Americans for old American-made trucks. So when you're looking for body moldings, bed strips, bed wood, and so much more, think Marquet. That's mar-k.com. You've heard me talk about my gauges. Dakota Digital. I love them. Don't forget the interior of your build. Dakota Digital has the best gauges for our trucks. Whether you want a direct fit into the stock bezel or something custom. These kits are complete with sensors for any engine. The new RTX series is really incredible. I think it stands for retro, but it should stand for rad. They look just like the stock clusters, but have all the technology you'd expect from Dakota Digital. You can change the lighting colors, customize the reading in the message centers, and do it all from the mobile app. That's right, the HDX and RTX series have Bluetooth technology, so you can mess with them from your phone. I'm looking at RPM, trip odometer, percent fuel, oil pressure, and now I have the GPS set up. I can tell you direction, elevation, and even outside temp. Damn, son, it's like a modern truck, but even better in a classic. Dakota Digital is absolutely the best in aftermarket gauges, so check them out at dakotadigital.com. dakotadigital.com. And you can follow them on Instagram and Facebook too.
I don't even think it's a mile, dude. Dude, it was so short. I was very disappointed.
Okay, so 4,000 feet.
Yeah, fuck yeah. 4,000 miles.
All right. Look it up.
Okay.
Someone look it up. And that's how we're gonna have no fun on Friday night.
Did Chuck say? Did he ever
he
say?
already knows.
No,
Look at his smile. He already knows.
No, I don't. I'll agree with what
We
Scott
saw
said.
you with your stylist over there. You're definitely.
What are you talking about, man?
Swipe. He's on Tinder. He's swiping.
Total
Who's looking it up?
of the bridge, including approaches from is 1.7 miles, 8,981 feet.
Jesus Christ, twice.
You lied to us, dude. That's far. Now,
It is far.
What's the farthest football ever thrown? Who's the farthest football?
I can't throw a football across the Golden Gate Bridge. I never said that.
We got audio.
Anyway, it's not very big. Hey, I thought that thing was like take a nap halfway through, get some gas. It's not that big. And I need someone to back me up on this and tell me when they saw
with you.
Derek definitely agrees with me. He'll probably disagree publicly because that's how we roll, but he knows.
Maybe your wife.
We got there. I didn't think we were in the right spot.
So where are we going with the white dually?
Driving this fucking dude. Okay, this all ties together.
This is going to be awesome.
This all goes back to Dad and fixing bullshit the way we fix bullshit.
Slapdick fabrication.
Yeah. So Dad, I'm a dually. Then we'll go to Dad. Dually. We're driving the dually home. And this is you said 16-hour drive. I
think from Auburn it says it's 16 hours.
It's 11. We went to Vacaville, wherever the hell that is. I think it's close.
Vacaville.
Whatever, dude. It ain't Arizona. So that fucking trip took me like 28 hours. 28 hours to get home.
Well, that's because he thought the Golden Gate Bridge was going to be freaking 2 minutes.
Oh, but on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge is this little fucking town. Sausalito or something like that.
Yep.
That motherfucker's not built for a bag dually.
No.
There's like people on scooters.
San Francisco's not built for a bag dually.
So we're down there and doing the Sausalito thing, and we're on.
Just you and Derek?
Yeah.
Is he sitting right next to you?
No, they're just in our console. He would have loved that. He'd have loved that seat thing.
He was riding that thing.
That guy. Lombard Street. You know what that is?
That's the one that goes like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the audience,
we're on the corner of Lombard and like whatever this street might be.
Yeah, that dually does not belong on that street.
Yeah. We didn't hit it, but it's turn right to hit the freeway and go straight to go to Spaghetti Street. And he's like, do it. Like, we're never going to be here again. And I'm not going to lie, I did consider it. However, the dually is running like shit. And if that thing has a problem on Spaghetti Street, we're screwed.
Yeah.
So anyway, we skipped Lombard Street. Maybe we'll go back. I don't know. Probably not.
Hey, do you two know Lombard? I mean, I assume you guys have seen it in pictures.
No,
it's
I've seen it. There's some.
It's
a street chuck that's like just traverses like 50 times.
Yeah, but very tight. Very tight.
Yeah, that 10-point turn dually, forget it. I'd have pissed so many people.
You could do it in the 75.
How many miles?
Not many.
Of spaghetti.
Not many.
He can throw a football.
I can definitely throw a football down Lombard Street.
So like 10 feet.
You could be at the top, and he could probably throw a football. At least Scott could, because he can throw it a mile 1.7, but it's not that far. You want? Should we look that up too? Our audience is just going to
go ahead.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
Fact
you guys
check,
keep
please.
going with the stories. I'll be looking at it.
I'm just fact checking.
So we skip Lombard Street. We drive home. Next obstacle is the Grapevine. You know what the Grapevine is? Anybody?
Oh yeah.
Negative.
Oh yeah.
I-5, right?
I don't know. It's some shit with some hills, and it looks really cool, but it was covered in snow. And my GPS is saying, make a U-turn. Make a U-turn. U-turn now. U-turn now. And, my co-pilot, no, fuck that. We're going straight. Fuck that. We're going straight. Turn around. There's a hazard. Turn around. But it added 3 hours to the margarita spot he wanted to hit on the way home. God, I got so many little side stories I could go down on this. You guys gotta go to bed.
What happens in the dually stays in the dually.
Hell yeah. Anyway, we kept going straight. We said, screw the U-turns. We get to the Grapevine, and it's stopped. Dead parking lot. Boop. There's a cop in the front, and he's like guiding us. He's guiding people slowly through the Grapevine because it's covered in snow. Grapevine and snow. I don't know if it's ever happened, but people were like hitting me up like, dude, I've driven that 10,000 times. There's snow everywhere. And snow's falling. There's snow on the ground. We don't see that every day. So it's kind of cool. So we're cruising this truck. I'm hanging out the window, taking pictures and doing shit like that, trying to make it look cool, having fun. Anyway, we get through the Grapevine after a while. Now it's raining like crazy. It's an old truck. Headlights aren't the best. And, just driving slow. California sucks. They don't put they don't fucking paint the lanes on the highways. So add rain, dark, shitty headlights, no lane markers. It was stress city for me. And we get through it. Long story, back to that redneck shit. 5 miles from home. I'm 5 miles from home. The fucking front wheel falls off.
Just keeps going, just keeps rolling.
No, it didn't fall off and say like I'm gonna head out.
If there's gonna be a place for a wheel to fall off,
Val Vista and the 202.
It should be 5 miles from home.
3:30 in the morning. I was supposed to be home at 6.
You still got 5 tires though. You got 6 total. You're good.
Yeah, it's a dually.
But I'm saying it didn't like head out. The upper ball joint said I'm gonna head out. Front tire, front passenger, just boom.
It's all Derek. It's his side.
No, Derek was driving.
Oh,
but I'll tell you, I'll tell you, the kid handled it like a boss. Surprised me. Like he handled the wheel, like he did his thing. So good job.
Uncle Scott.
Yeah, he didn't freak like, oh my god, like like that's what I thought he was gonna do. But we got safe. The lower ball joint held. Lower ball joint tire, everything's good. So the tire was like just grinding the 202, bro. Like my wheels thrashed. Oh, fuck, dude, it's 3:30 in the morning. I got nothing, no tools, no nothing. We thought we were solid. So a friend of ours just got a puppy, like a barking all night, pissing all night puppy. Derek posted something on Instagram, noticed that he liked it or looked at it. So he's like, shit, he's awake. Hey man, can you come down with the jack and some shit? He showed up like an hour later. We I have a picture of it. I'll send it to you. We used a pair of vice grips. So we jacked it up, got the wheel back together, got the ball joint back there because it's a uniball setup. So it's just a bolt. We got that back together, used vice grips as a nut, and then ratchet straps to ratchet the upper and lower control arms together to keep that like tension. Right? You follow me?
Yeah. This is a vice grip commercial if I've ever heard one.
The Harbor Freighters at Snap-on.
Vice grip.
I'll have to follow up with Gray
it's the vice.
But it probably wasn't Snap-on because he hasn't called me and said, hey, I need to get those vice grips back. Anyway, we made it home, right? We rigged it all up and we limped it back home, fixed it. Everything's fine. Everything's good now. No body damage, no shit. So back to the original point. Dad rigging things together might have had something to do. I don't know. Anyway, that's what we had to do on that situation.
That's pretty legendary, though.
I had a 11 and a half, I think 12-hour drive turned into 26, 27. You know what I mean? Like we slept in a parking lot in Blythe on the way home for 20 minutes.
So a pretty normal
adventure.
Truck adventure.
Yeah, that's what I tried. I mean, that's what I told my wife. I said, hey, here's a map. It's going to take us this long, but let's just double it.
Yeah, she's smart. She knows who she's dealing with. The funny thing is normally Cali to Arizona, you pretty much don't see a drop of rain, right?
I saw it all, dude. I saw the rain, sleet, snow. Fuck, dude.
It was an adventure.
No heater. It was really cold. No heater.
What do you mean no heater?
Oh, no heater. Yeah. No, just
heater.
No heater.
What's wrong
with
this
heater. You all right? Everybody all right?
When you drive, is it just like fogging up all the windows?
Yep.
It's cold.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to pull over and wipe it and wipe the inside.
Is that one of those things where, because at one point when you bagged it, you never hooked everything back up?
Man, I don't. When I got the truck, everything worked. Like I drove the truck as just a lower dually on like 16-inch rims, and it was cool.
Yeah.
But then I parked it and I waited for my spot. A low boy, he did his thing, and I honestly can't remember if the heater. I don't know if I ever tried the heater at that point.
That might be one of those things where those heater lines came through, and he pulled it all off, and they never got hooked back up or something.
Could have been. We're gonna go do a full check. It's right now. It's at a shop right now, getting some issues handled just because it was running like shit. Okay. The boys at Provost messed with it a little bit. They tried to chase it down, and they came up. They tried doing some intake stuff and gaskets, try to reseal the top, and it was still idling like shit. But once it gets up and it starts cruising, it was fine. So I felt fine driving it home.
Do you guys see how much fun we're gonna have here with these stories and getting 4 dudes, 1 podcast, slapdick media?
Is that a cue to wrap it up? Is that a cue to wrap it up?
No, this is what it's all about right here.
Chuck's falling asleep.
Chuck is not falling. Chuck, he already took a nap. He's on his second win. Friday.
I put myself into that story. I was sitting there in the back seat, so I was smiling.
You have the best quality audio.
Chuck was involved. I'll tell you how Chuck was involved in this adventure. Well, can I tell him, Chuck?
Of course. Got nothing to hide here.
Chuck likes the finer things. You know what I'm saying? He likes tall, skinny, finer things. And Derek's driving. Are we good, Chuck?
Yeah, we're good, man.
Chuck could be a distraction at times to old.
Yeah, he says that. He says we're good, but when we did our earlier in the year when we did our Chuck C episode, I asked him about somebody. He said, "Oh, you got to take that out of the pod."
Yeah,
we'll do that later. We'll follow that up later. Anyway, Chuck was distracted my driver a couple times. So Chuck, you were with me in spirit.
Always.
But you were just trying to keep him awake, keep him around.
Yeah, he was helping. He was helping us out. That's what Chuck does. He's a facilitator.
Yes.
Nice work, Derek.
But we made it home, whatever, and now everything's back to normal. We're all good. But shit, dude, you said what? Ask me another question.
No. So we got it. Dad, is somebody who wasn't really around, and you say that his. I think going back would be. You said, hey, Dad is more of a zip tie guy, and you're more of a thorough process guy. But I almost think that you've been spoiled to see that. Once a guy gets a taste of that,
yes.
Once you get a taste of the right way, like where everything's laid out, it's perfect. You're like, why would I ever want to go back to that? Because another thing too is I'm probably more like Dad, unfortunately, just because of time and patience and tooling and space, which is most guys, is once you get a taste of that, it's not like we want to be like this. It's just that some people have options, and you're like, dude, this is awesome, And
I'm not knocking that whatsoever.
No, I get it.
Because that guy that can produce that solution is so valuable. Yeah. Like I'm talking like, dude, you go to the sand dunes, you go to the desert, that guy that rolls up in the middle of the night and he'll fucking fix your sand rail with a beer bottle. That guy is a lifesaver.
Yeah. That's what I like about, I think of the lineage to most people that probably listen to this in our community. They started working on it with some beers on Friday night, right? Just like you said with your Toyota, for example. And you're like, I got to get to work or school on Monday. Yeah. So whatever this thing is, I've budgeted this much time, and I need to get this son of a bitch back on the road.
Dude, so GSI used to be in North Scottsdale, and I drove the dually there, and we were doing this crap to the dually. So there were nights where I'd have to put it back together just enough to drive it. I was driving a dually with no bed, with single rear wheels, because I'd have the wheels off, I'd have the whole thing taken apart, and I'd get it back just enough to drive it. And I was buying used tires. I couldn't afford nice tires.
There's some slapdick fabrication in there, dude. All right,
front tire blows up, just take the one off the back, throw it on the front.
Yeah, you got it.
And then I was getting gas every day. I remember hitting the AM/PM on Lindsay and McKellips.
Oh.
Gas was 99 cents.
That's the high school.
Come on.
That's where we went to high school. That's the high school spot. Scott, but for the audience, Scott and I went to the same high school. Ironically, way different in years of graduation, but we both.
Not that far. Not that far.
92. What are you like? 04?
01.
Yeah, that's 9 years. That's not bad. Okay, so we got a little bit of who Scott is.
No, you just got a bunch of rambling from me. Nobody stopped me. Next time, stop me.
Well, I wanted you to make sure you talk about the boys, obviously.
Yeah, my boys are cool. My boys are way cool, and they love being part of what we're doing. They come to the shows. Cool. They're knowing the people. They know the trucks. They all have truck posters in their rooms. They know the trucks' names. Like, the guy. Like we all name our trucks, and they know the trucks by those names. Yeah, and they know GMO. They talk about GMO every other day. We do the calendar thing. They have all the calendars in their rooms. They have big posters of trucks, and they're totally in. And I want to keep that going with them. So we try to take them to the shows. They haven't been to the big ones like in Texas and stuff, but all the Arizona shows, they come to Dino's, and they come to the shop a lot. They drive around the forklift. They come hang out.
Are they going to the reunion?
Oh, I was waiting for someone to sneak that in. Dude, I thought we were going to wait. I thought we were going to wait.
Yeah, they'll be there. They will be there.
The boys will be there.
Yeah. Nice. They've got an open invite.
Anyway, that's a little bit of me. Like I just talked about the dually and the stuff between that, but big into my kids, big into my family. Like it's a big deal. I try to be around as much as I can, just because of what I told you earlier. Like my dad wasn't there, so I'm going to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I really drive that home, and I think they get it. They get it.
So one of the questions that I would have asked you if we had you on your full, your own episode is, what is your favorite build that was yours? If you could, either current or I want it back, or I look back in my life and I think this is my favorite build.
I would like to build a Volkswagen, a really cool Volkswagen, like a early Beetle. 60s, a Volkswagen Beetle. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I still got a thing for those. And then I'm building a 71 Blazer right now.
So has
already been done.
Yeah, kind of. Something that you built and drove and owned.
I think that the 95, the OBS, like that was the one. Like I had the square body, the Huckleberry truck, which was cool. A lot of things I would have done different, which like, as you learn, the next one will be nicer. The next one will be better. But I had a Bug in high school, which was super cool. Really nice car. But it wasn't, I was 16.
Have you been in a Bug lately? Because you're a big dude. My brother-in-law's got like a 63.
I'll cut that fucking seat apart.
Wow.
I'm like, that shit. Wow. I'm like, that shit's cool.
Wow. Give him another beer. Get that guy a beer right now.
Dude, I felt like this. I was like, dude, I ain't fitting in this damn thing.
I'll give it a shot.
All right, cool.
I'll give it a shot. No, I want a Bug. Seth has a nice Bug. You seen Seth's Bug? Seth has a nice Bug.
Oh, yeah.
Seth has a nice Bug. The dually was it, dude, and that's kind of why I had to get it back. Like, there's a lot of reasons. A big one for me, besides how bad I wanted the truck, is I went through, I don't know if you know Todd, Low Boy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. Like, one of the best. And I did feel some type of way when I sold it because of all the work and everything he put into that truck. So I had some feelings there because of the things that him and I had talked about. Him and I had conversations throughout the build bigger than the truck. We talked about kind of real shit. Like we've talked about dads, we've talked about our kids, we've talked about all that stuff. So I gained a tremendous amount of respect for Todd, which never left. But when the truck left, I felt like I did him wrong. You know what I mean?
No, totally.
And one thing he said to me is, Scott, never piss off the car gods. Todd told me that. And we were just talking about wheels or something. It wasn't on this grand scale. It was just, he just said it like in casual conversation, but it stuck with me and I remember it. And so the dually coming back to me was a big thing for that reason. Like, I feel better with Todd because, and him and I haven't even had this conversation. If he listens to this podcast, that's the first time he's ever heard that.
But you did take the truck back to him, so he knows you have it.
No, he knows I have it, but he has not got it back yet. It's at a mechanical guy. He's fixing up the intake. It doesn't idle. So we're going to do injectors. We're going to do intake manifold and exhaust and stuff like that. Just get it running good. And then we're going to take it to the next step. Todd will get his hands on it again. But like Todd and his sons, they all work there. So you see that and you want that. Like, he has his crew and their family, you know what I mean? Like his two sons are in there every day with him. And they worked on my truck. Like, the boys and their dad worked on my truck. So that was a big reason I really liked the truck too. Aside from it was always being like the one. Like, when you're young, you say, one day I'm going to get to this. I'm going to get to where I can have a truck like that. Yeah. And I did. I got there. And then I let it go.
Well, and everybody sells, you sold it. Somebody throws you a big fat, wad of cash. And hey, I got my family now. I got a pool I want to buy. And
this was before that. The selling it was just happened so randomly. It wasn't for sale. It wasn't like I need money. I'm hurting or anything. It wasn't like that. It just happened. And it was like immediately like, damn, I just did that. And I'm not going to go back on it. Like, once I say, yeah, dude, it's yours, he sends the check or whatever, I'm not going to be like, hey, I changed my mind. I'll live with it. So I was living with it. And I was shopping for dualies. I was looking at dualies again. But that one was just the one that I wanted. I liked the wheels that we did. I liked everything about it. I liked the black strip between the two windows, which it all can be duplicated. That's not a big deal. But there was just something about getting that one back.
Yeah, why duplicate it when you had it, and if you can get it back and it works?
Well, I didn't expect the opportunity to come back. I never thought that truck would be mine again. So I posted something on Instagram, like the one that got away or whatever, when they were doing that, there's like a little sticker that said that shit. And the guy who had it says, hey, you want it back? And so we left that day. It wasn't even like, let me think about it, let me talk about it. It was just boom. So through great family, great friends, like my wife was on board. Like, everybody's like, dude, this is a good idea. You got to get that back. So that's what happened. So we set it up and I flew up. I did Christmas. And yeah, one-way ticket to Sacramento, and just did it. And then we had the adventure on the way home.
16 hours later, that might have been the car gods saying, "Hey, you shouldn't have done this.
I shouldn't have.
We're gonna no. The car gods said you shouldn't have sold it. We're gonna get you home.
We're gonna beat the shit out of you a little bit.
We're gonna just make this journey a little adventurous for you. But we're gonna get you home, get you back to Todd. Everybody's happy."
I've always been this big, like, it's worth it because of that experience. Like, I'll tell this story 1,000 times. You know what I mean? And I'll remember it in 10 years. And me and Derek are going to laugh about it for 10 years. So I'm big on that too. I think that's special. I'm totally into that type of stuff. But if you want to talk about the truck, that's the one. I mean, until the Blazer's finished, I would love to hold on to both of those trucks. Like, I joke a lot about it. I tell people I'm going to put the Blazer in your name, so I can't sell it. So when the guy's like, "Hey, I'll buy your Blazer," I can't sell it because it's not in my name. So I'm big in the Blazer. I'm really excited about that. It's coming along.
And Sucker Punch was...
I still have it. So that's a 62 GMC. That was it, like an interim. That was supposed to be a stepping stone. So the square body, Huckleberry, it left. And then I knew the Blazer was going to take time because I want it to be nice. Like, we're doing full frame, big wheels, nice motor, all that cool stuff. It takes time and money to get there. So the 62 popped up, and I went to pick up pizza, and I had a trailer hooked up to the truck already. So I grabbed Brooks, my 8-year-old, and I was like, "Hey, let's go grab a pizza." And my wife calls me, "What's taking so long? Wait, it's taking an hour to get a pizza." "Oh, I'm on my way back. I'll be right back in a minute." And I pull up with this truck. So I ran over to East Mesa, picked up the truck. Dude, you know Tom Trucking Crazy?
Oh yeah, Tom.
That's where I got the truck from.
Yeah, Tom.
That's where I got it from.
He's our parts pimp, our used parts guy, Chuck.
Yeah, got everything.
He's got. If he doesn't have it, he'll try pretty hard to track it down. He's been in the scene a long time.
He knows everything, and he can get everything. But he had this complete truck, which he doesn't usually have. He'll part it or whatever, but he had it, and I said, "Hey." I said, "Hey, what's up with that? You know, what's it really look like?" And he says, "It's pretty good, but it looks like it got punched in the eye." That's where Sucker Punch came from. That's why I call it Sucker Punch. So we drove it home, picked up pizza, and drove it home.
You got pizza?
We got pizza too. But the kids were stoked. You know, they ran out and hanging out the window and stuff. And my wife, same thing. She was on board. She's like, "I like that one because it's a cool color." She likes that body style. Her brother had one in high school or something. So it's sort of, reminiscent there. But that truck was meant to be a little small block, maybe a drop kit, kick it down the road, put the money in the Blazer. That's how that, but
and then it got carried away. And next thing,
next thing you know, we're doing R&D stuff. We're doing like, "Hey, we're going to design this new, but now we need a truck to put it on. Hey, I got this truck in the backyard. Let's get it done." We did some stuff with street trucks on it. We did some tech articles, some write-ups and cool stuff like that. And man, next thing you know, it's got big back window conversion, LS motor, chassis, billets,
firewall, right? Matador did the firewall.
We did all the Heart Fab stuff. So Matador, Caesar did a ton of work. He did rockers. He shaved the pinch off. He did the big back window conversion. He's another local guy that's just a little rock star. Like, he's just a little pimp. He's this little fucking Speedy Gonzalez guy,
He is.
Yeah, Caesar's a good one. But he did a ton of work on the truck. He made it look good where it needed to look good. Now the truck, he powder coated the chassis too. So it's cab is on, motor's in, wheels, brakes. I got CPP brakes. We did a built 12-bolt narrowed and posi disc brakes, airlift everywhere. It's at high test right now. And if you know the high test, he's doing his thing. He's doing the plumbing and the wiring, and so that thing should be pretty rad. And I do like it. I just think I need to drive it to fall in love with it. I don't know that it's a stepping stone anymore, but I also don't know if it's a keeper. You know what I'm saying? I can't have them all.
No, yeah.
Like,
I think once Lucy gets here, you're gonna have to make that, like, Sucker Punch is gonna say later.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to.
Yeah.
And I've already had people talk to me about it, like, hey, I want it as is, or I want it when it's done, or whatever. So that it's kind of in my mind. But I'm trying not to get attached to it. Lucy, I'm already attached to. Like that thing's in pieces.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like, I have this. I'm like a vision guy. Like I have like the dually, same thing. Like I have this vision. Do you remember the picture when D-Book got Larry?
Yeah.
You know what the dog in the back? Yeah. Like, yeah. So it's I want that picture with my kids in the back.
So for the audience, Devin Booker, Phoenix Suns superstar, he bought K5 Larry, which was Mason's. JP bought it, went out to Pennsylvania. Is that where he's at?
He's out there, yeah.
And then came back. Devin Booker bought Larry, and he had this about the size of a cow, dog in the back seat. Yeah. And we could post it up. But you're right. So for you, it's like, hey, I've got my boys. It's perfect, right? I got the 2 boys. I got mama.
Yeah.
And we're going to be chilling in K5 like Lucy.
Top off PCH, which is the highway in Southern California. Just cruising. So the motor's going to be built for that. The truck's going to be built for that. And that's the back seat staying. So we did a chassis where the back seat doesn't have to be, there's still a back seat. And it's not like, I mean, you and I probably won't ever get in the back, but
like a Volkswagen.
Maybe Mike can, and that little guy.
It's
like a Volkswagen. Yeah.
Like Matador and Mike can both fit in the back seat.
That's what we need, dude.
It got to be at least a 36 pack of Modelos back there.
Easy peasy, bro.
With you and Matador, 60
Get me and Caesar back there, dude.
300. Yeah. So the Dooley's the one, and then the Blazer's the one. You know what I'm saying? Like the Blazer. I mean, I say all this shit, but who knows?
No, good for you. That's good to have that passion, that dream, and that goal to say, this is the one. Enjoy that with the kids, and they're going to look at Lucy, and it'll be they'll never forget that.
Well, then I picked up a 57, and Brooks wants that one. So Brooks wants the 57, and he named it Joe. But he says for 2 reasons, because my mother-in-law, who takes care of them a lot, her name is Joanne, and people have called her Joe or whatever. So Joe for Grandma J, and then they're big into Joe Mama. Everything's Joe Mama. Everything's Joe Mama. Like, hey, where'd you get that? Joe Mama. Hey,
it's good,
put that away.
That some things always stay around. I like that. Joe Mama.
So Joe Mama, that's Joe Mama. It's a 57 Chevy.
Sounds like you need to get a shop.
Dude, I need a lot of things. But that's why I got Joe Mama. Joe Mama it's just fun. It's just whatever, dude. I got a body. I got some crap for it, but it's not a big deal. But Brooks is 8 years old, and he thinks he's going to drive Joe Mama. But he's into fucking Lamborghinis and shit.
Yeah, he's normal.
He's normal. He's into McLarens and Bugattis. I said, listen,
well,
that's not real. That's
depending on there's going to be some forks in the road.
Yeah, he might not want to beat up 57 Chevy when he's 16, but he might.
You never know.
I can hope.
He can afford,
but the little one,
he could probably afford Joe Mama. He might not be able to afford.
You got to do a Lamborghini swap, an engine swap, Lamborghini engine swap.
I'll get him a Lamborghini Lego or something. But then there's a little one who's 5, and he's a spaz. He's gonna need a 1990 Toyota pickup truck. That's what he's getting.
Nice.
He's gonna drive it into the canal. He's gonna call us in the middle of the night like he needs a tow truck. That's the one that he's gonna be a handful.
He's gonna name his truck Mama. You're gonna have Joe and Mama.
No, I'll do that. I'm afraid of what that kid's gonna come up with. He's the wild one. The other one's like the sweetheart. The little one
name
is
it D's right now.
D's. I'll tell him why. I'll tell him why later.
Hey, we driving D's?
Joe D's.
Dooley and Lucy. Those are the ones. I've had a lot of stuff come and go. Some people give me shit about selling stuff. I don't care. But the Dooley I really like, and Lucy I think I'm gonna love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that vision, the D-Book thing, I want that with my family. And because we go to California all the time. Like my wife was born in Riverside. We go to San Diego all the time, La Jolla. We do Southern California trips. That's kind of the only place we go.
What's the timeline on Lucy?
Well, there's a show in April, I think.
Yeah. Nice plug. You think you can get that done by April?
Hell no.
Get down 2022.
That'd be amazing. I have a lot of pieces in play. But we all know the last 10% is the one that gets you. You said it before, and you know it. And that's going to be the hard part. I'm trying to line everything up and try to be as forecasted and as planned as possible. But, also things happen. There's a chassis. I got wheels in the works. Like I said, my motor, like I got all the hard parts, which is kind of the easy part.
Well, it used to be. Now it's tough. So that's good that you're ahead of the curve on that, because you can't.
Parts, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did the whole Brothers thing. I got everything they made for a Blazer. I had all the rust repair done probably 2 years ago. Wheels, I should be getting them any day, right, Sheila? Budnick?
Yeah. I made a call on wheels the other day, and they told me 8 weeks minimum, and I was like, all right.
That's good.
Yeah.
You should have signed up for that. You should have signed up for 8 weeks.
Well, I wanted them for LST, but then there's some other wheels for another Blazer, and it's been over a year. And these are just, I'll say it, these are Wheel Ventique 15s. This is nothing. And I cannot get them. So. When you're looking for classic Chevy or GMC truck parts, brotherstrucks.com is your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck restoration parts. So whether you are restoring an original or looking to customize that classic truck, brotherstrucks.com has thousands of the highest quality truck parts for you to choose from. So head over to brotherstrucks.com and order your free catalog today. And don't forget to follow Brothers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates and special offers too. Hey guys, I have Andrew from Painless on. Andrew, our guys are thinking about rewiring their truck. Why should they choose Painless Performance?
Well, Ronnie, we've been doing it 30 years now. We're American made, American proud. We have unmatched tech support. You'll get one of our guys right here in Fort Worth, Texas, if you have a call. And, our installation manual is full color and covers everything you need to know.
There you go, guys. You get rid of that 40-plus-year-old wiring. You get easy-to-read printed wiring. PainlessPerformance.com. They've got you covered if you want to go OG Classic or if you want to go something customized. Thanks, Andrew. PainlessPerformance.com. Hey, guys. Did you know that U.S. Mags and American Racing Wheels have true lineage to one another? And that U.S. Mags was created in the mid-'60s by none other than racing legend Parnelli Jones and his childhood friend, Art Hale Sr.? Well, fast forward around 50 years, and you'll see that Art's son, Art Hale Jr., who grew up in the wheel industry, obviously following in his dad's footsteps, acquired the name and the iconic American wheel brand. Talk about rad. Amazing history, amazing story, and amazing wheels. Check them out at us-mags.com. That's us-mags.com. Well, hey Chuck, you still awake over there?
Huh?
Yeah, you awake?
I'm listening.
Gonna drop some bombs on us later.
I'm all ears.
Almost 10 o'clock over there, man. Old Chuck.
Oh, Chuck's at 3 a.m. Chuck's at 3 a.m.er.
3 yeah. Last night was
he's itching.
So
he's itching to start working on the truck.
I wonder if next time I need to change my setting.
My stylus is also a pen, so I'm writing down things to do.
Oh.
Well, share with us. What's on the list?
Yeah, let's see the list.
What are your honeydews over there?
Tell Scott to shut up.
We got Joe Mama.
Chuck knew about Joe Mama. Chuck's been helpful with Joe Mama. He's the 55-59 guy.
Jeez, he was the task force pimp.
Still is, dude.
Now he's switching it up. He's like, oh, I got a square, OBS.
A little bit of everything.
Chuck's a special guy.
I like them all. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
I'm happy to know you, Chuck.
I'm happy to be known.
Do we know what's the top thing on the to-do list?
Let me see.
Well, about the bed, right?
Four link weld, drill and tap. So on the 4 links, you have E-level. So you got to put the sensor so that when you're going up and down, the sensor will move the 4 links. So I got to remove the 4 links, and I usually use a ratchet strap to keep that same distance, or else it springs out on you. Then you can't align the bolts. So a ratchet strap, make sure it's loose, slide the bolts out, take it out, drill and tap, put it back in. And then, screw in the screws in for the height sensors. So that's the first thing. Then I have a cool accessory going on the square body that's over here. It's a 75 short bed patina. And I just finished bracket for the accessory today. So it's exciting.
Can you tell us where you're going to mount this accessory bracket?
Yeah, man. What do you talking about?
Will that give it away? Is there some foreshadowing?
Well, it's not on the roof. I'll say that. It's not on the roof.
Give it away. Like give it away now.
Yeah. So I'm very, very happy with it. And whatever. I was inspired, like Scott was saying, VW, and I follow a lot of. I don't own a Porsche, but I follow a lot of Porsche, accounts on Instagram, and I do it for the styling. I really like the whole European VW Porsche, kind of vibe. So I robbed it from that, and I like to put it into my truck, and still kind of scratch your head and go, did it come like that, or what was that? Kind of like OE plus term that Scott and I discussed. So
you're gonna drop it on him?
I think you borrowed it, right? You borrowed it.
OE plus? I thought you coined it.
Oh, whatever. Sure. Who
came up with OE plus first?
I said OG and you said OE, so I said, all right, it's OE.
Yeah, I'm saying he borrowed the influence of what came from the Euro V Dub. So you don't have to rob it; you just borrow it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I borrowed. We don't like nowadays. We really don't invent anything. We just maybe modify or change things a little bit and call it yours or whatever. But it's done. It's hidden, but it's done. So.
And we will see it when you unveil it.
LST? Yeah, I'm hoping. No, it won't be LST.
There's a show in April in Arizona.
Show in April.
So
there it is. No way.
Tell us about that show,
dude. Are you gonna come out? You're already coming out in January.
I would love to, man. I mean, I'll be there for Barrett Jackson in 2 weeks, so I'm excited about that.
Ooh, Barrett Jackson. Fun.
Yeah, I've never done that, so that'll be cool. But no, it's just the parts game, like you were saying. It's Vintage Air took me 3.5 months. Dakota Digital takes 20 something weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a lot. Just normally I'm done within 11, 12 months. I can bang it out, but this one has already gone over a year. And I'm not used to that. But
so what would you say from an advice perspective for the parts? Would you
get them? You got to forecast everything. So before you need it, order it because you're going to need it, and then it'll be too late. And you lose momentum, So I don't like to lose momentum. I like to stay on it. I go to work, I get in here, and I just do I do my shop yoga is what I call it, because I don't have a lift, so I'm get up, get down, get up, get down. So it's kind of where I do my whatever you want to call it, my exercise in here. So, but it's fun at the same time.
I used to say, or I've had the discussion with other manufacturers where we should be able to call them and say, hey, your part is now on my truck. Start the clock on the warranty or the refund or whatever, the return, because we used to try to order it and they'd sit on the shelf for 2 years, a year, whatever. And now you're like, hey, I need to order it. I don't even know if I'm going to get it. And then something you might get sits because you haven't been able to get another part. And you're like, well, shit, I can't put this part on. So it's funny how you could have a like you said, Dakota Digital, Vintage Air, something like that. And you're like, that thing's been sitting on the shelf for 2 years because I can't do this, in the sequence.
Yeah. So everything I mentioned is already installed. Dakota's in, like the brain for it, whatever, but the actual screen is not. I do have the dash. Like I was saying, Scott was mentioning hard parts. I think I have everything. The most challenging part for me, for the few builds that I've done, is just the articulating bed. That's always a challenge. It takes me about 2 months to do, and I don't do it full time. So I go to work and I do it in the evenings like I'm doing now. So
is that what's up in the air right there? Is that what's up that we can see?
Yeah, and no two beds are the same. They're all different. They're going to hinge differently, in different places. And I got together with Marquet for the wood bed actually, so that's pretty cool.
You're doing a wood bed in the square body?
Yeah, wood bed was only an option on long beds, so and they never came on short beds. So Marquet, I'm working with them, and they're going to do a factory with the bed strips, short bed, wood bed.
Oh, and
that's
cool. And you're having the lift,
the articulating, floor, So
the tricky bed shocks.
With Tricky Air bed shocks, yep, they're on order. they're not as delayed as everyone else, but they're a little bit slower than before. And
just the guy making them.
You know a guy, huh?
I know a guy.
There's nothing slow about that guy.
Yeah, nothing
slow about
man.
that guy.
Nothing. So it's out of his control. So he's doing what he can, but we got it on order already.
Can we see it?
See what? The bed shocks?
The whole damn thing.
Oh, the bed?
Show us.
Oh, the bed.
Show us your
Nobody wants to
stuff,
look
dude.
at us.
This is just an aluminum bar that I use for getting level.
Like, what driveline is that? That's a shiny driveline, or is it wrapped?
Put shit. Oh, look at that 0. Look at that. Got lucky.
That's the wood strip right there. It's like patina wood strip.
That's just a board that I have just to take measurements.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then this is a safety chain.
So the bed doesn't fall down on you, smack you in the
Right.
head.
It doesn't guillotine me. If you notice here, that's a notch I had to create. Because when this comes down, correct, it comes down right here. So I put a magnet on there. It's just to protect.
Nice.
And then I got little bumpers so that it hits there. And check these little cool things out.
Bump stops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chuck finds all this cool little stuff.
For hoods. Yeah. For the
What
hoods.
rear end is that? That does not look like a GM 12 bolt.
It's my mama's.
Oh,
Joe
Mama's.
Oh, Joe Mama.
That's from Curry. The guys
Okay.
over at GSI set me up with this. They cut it to size. Scott, the engineers over there, phenomenal on the clearance. Oh, can't show you that. On the clearance.
You're doing too much, Chuck. You almost slipped up.
My mistake.
I almost slept like this.
We don't know if we're gonna actually use
here.
this video.
Like
Nice.
this clearance right here is freaking money, man. It's perfect on both sides for the wheel clearance. So the width that you got
On your
guys are
wheels,
using
can you
out there
say, are you
on the
running
rear ends.
a 12? It looks like you're running a stock inner fender. So your width.
Oh, you're running some 12.
No, I
it's
said
not-
I
it's
asked
not a
him.
12.
No, I asked
No,
him.
it's a 10. It's a
Okay,
10.
so 10. Okay.
But it's got that concave, situation going on.
The trash bag billet.
No, it's actually a UV rated tire.
Of course
cover.
it is. For all that UV in there.
Oh yeah. SPF 80.
yeah, 80 at least.
Copper tone.
And then the new floating AccuAir mount that
Nice.
I kind of
Made
up.
there. Perfect.
Yeah. And so that's floating on one of these guys here. So this thing, so you bend it to wherever you want, you fold it or whatever. Then you put this spacer on there. Then you mount your ECU on top. And
Nice.
these two little holes actually line up with the holes on the GSI. There's 2 bolts that hold that.
Wow, look at that.
So you stick it behind there and it bolts up there. So you never see this whale tail, but you can modify that big tail. That's the whole point of it. But that's it, man. I mean, I can do circles around this truck and find
Let's
things,
do some.
but
Let's do some circles.
circles. All right. So
what's the trick to the patina, man? You're like the patina guy, right?
Yeah,
buy it right.
I just like patina. To me, it's like a fingerprint. So there's no 2 trucks that'll ever be the same. If you get original paint one that has a little bit of wear on it. So this one's really neat. Obviously, it's got that red oxide. So it's like a red Oreo cookie. So the front clip is always black, the cab is always red, and then the bed is always black. So black, red, black. And this one actually has some overspray of red. You see it on the bed? How cool that is that, And you come over here, black, 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 and there's a little bit of red there. And then a little bit more red here. So did they run out of black for the back and they go, just hit it with some red also? I don't know. I think that's really cool.
I like it, man.
Yeah, and that makes that.
So
patina.
there's that red.
I was always told that was the different factories, but I don't know if that's true or not. Obviously, that bed factory had some red oxide, and
right.
Who cares?
Why,
Now it looks
why
great.
did they use both? I don't know. More is better.
Yeah, looks great. The red, I love the red. Underneath it always looks good.
Yeah, same here. So that's the patina thing. The first patina truck I saw was in Tennessee, 2013, my first car show, and I saw this Apache. I didn't know what it was, and it looked like I don't know what you want to call it, had the plague. So it was patina. I didn't know what a patina was. And I took a bunch of pictures and I started Googling, and that's what I did.
The plague.
Yeah, man. So it's got a LS1 that I pulled out of a Firebird that I drove home. So this thing had 75,000 miles, one owner, and the car was beautiful. It was a convertible Firebird, and I had never taken a motor out of a Firebird, or a motor out of anything for that matter. And on YouTube, it said you had to pull the motor out from underneath. So
damn,
I'm like, all right, so how do you can't cherry pick it, so I got to take it out anyway. Took it all out and posted it, sold the whole car within minutes after I posted it, maybe undersold it, but whatever, and got a motor. The other side of the truck is not as patinaed. So how weird is that? You know?
Crazy.
A little bit of wear
like a
here.
Silver? Is it a beige? What is that mostly?
Saratoga silver. So
silver. Yeah,
it's almost like a charcoal, which I love charcoal. All my trucks have always been charcoal. My dailies are usually charcoal, but this is a little bit lighter than charcoal, but it still has that vibe.
I like it.
That's it, man. Oh, tailgate's right here.
What do the front fenders look like?
Front fenders are actually, good question. They're actually being made by Empire Fab, Sean. So he's in California. I spoke to him this week. He says they'll be ready. They'll be shipping this week.
You talking fenders or talking inner fenders?
You're saying inners.
Front inner fenders. Yes.
No, you're asking the exterior. Yeah, well, yeah, those two. But what about the exterior? I mean, did you say they're black or they're matching?
Oh, the fenders. Yeah, they're where they. Oh, here it is over here. Yeah, the inner fender. I'm sorry, the fender. The fender is right here.
Okay, yeah, so it's still silver. When you said kind of black, red, black, I was assuming they were just black fenders.
No, the black I'm referring to is the patina. See the black.
Okay, right.
Primer they use from the factory.
Right.
Red primer.
I like it.
So that's how it came. Yeah, these are black primer.
Classiest patina trucks come from Chuck. I'll say it.
Thank you.
You got that pretty shiny too. What's the trick? What are you using?
It's the sauce. Don't skimp on the sauce.
Don't be cheap on the sauce, man.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, this is no. Actually, I bought the sauce. Here's a plug.
Okay, let's get a plug here. Sweet patina. That's the stuff, dude.
This is when you go to on the airport. You take it in this.
So
he travels with the.
I got a couple jobs taking some urine tests kind of with that kind of bottle. So.
Oh yeah. All right. So my truck is somewhere. If my truck is somewhere, then I'll take that in my bag and
there you go.
Oh, the shine. So yeah, I got a YouTube video. My link is in my bio, and it shows you how to get this. Yeah, the link is in my bio on my Instagram, and it shows you how to get that shine. It's pretty cool. A lot of cutting, buffing, single stage paint. This is what I learned: is single stage paint has clear and paint at the same time. It's not like modern cars, which are base coat, clear coat. So once you blow off the clear coat, now you got base coat, and that just kind of like the OBSs. They flake, and then you start seeing the paint get ugly. These trucks, up until the 80s, late 80s. Is single stage. So as you keep cutting, it keeps shining. So that's pretty much it. And now they came out with that patina sauce, sweet patina. And I haven't put it on this, but I did put it on GMO, and it did do well, man. And it's very hydrophobic. Like nothing wants to get on it. It's really does a good job. Now, if you think you can paint on any metal that you put that stuff on, that patina stuff on, forget it. It's like oil based, and you'll never be able to paint unless you sand it down, pretty aggressively. Never say never.
You ever use the 3M rubbing compound? Comes in a purple bottle.
Yes, it's an all-in-one. I've tried it. Yes, so it does cutting, it does polishing and seals or whatever all at the same time. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that stuff's crazy, especially for something that's been sitting for a while.
Oh, watch out! Can't see that.
Yeah, don't show us that.
So this stuff is really, really good. This is called graphene. It's like the new ceramic coating. So this they sell like at AutoZone now. So this is my quick detailer. So this is what I spray on everything just to maintain it. I've never put a hose to my trucks ever.
That 303 for the audience, that 303 brand, it's pretty high end stuff. I think it's like a space engineer stuff. A lot of boats use it too. I have some of that 303 that I use on square body dashes, because the square body dashes, they absorb that. You know, we come to for Arizona. I don't know how it is in Florida, but you can buy a truck like Orange Slice, for example, had like a little dinky crack in the dash for 40 plus years of its life. Come to Arizona, 3 weeks, that crack was 3 inches long, getting ready to dive over the. So if you can lube up your dash, to kind of keep it moist and the dry air, you know, for us. But that 303, they make a kind of a, you know, like an Armor All that you can use. Keep that dash pad as moist as possible. And I don't know if Sweet Patina has something the same, but obviously the 303 it's a very high end brand.
Yeah, it's real high end, and I like it. I put it on just spray detailer whenever I need to wipe down my stuff. It works pretty good. Speaking of dashes, I got a dash for this thing from Cheyenne Pickup Parts. Is that right? Did I say it right?
Yep.
And dude, I've my first square body, but I had the old one. I took it out. I put this one in, and it fit better than the original one. I don't even ask how. And the quality behind it, if you hold that, the actual dash with your hand, it stays straight. It doesn't even flop down. You know what I'm saying? So
how long was your wait for that?
That I got that one like a year ago. So we weren't being pressed for, and they make everything in house. So they're not trying to import stuff either. So, and I think they're in Oklahoma.
I wonder what his time is right now.
I don't know,
you know,
but
he goes to the C10s in the Park show. He's usually over there.
Yeah,
a lot of interior stuff.
Great product. I like to highlight, you know, really good things I've had good success with, and that's one of them too. So,
okay, good. Well, I can't wait to see that truck. So, when do you think you're going to debut that truck?
I don't know. Is there a new show coming up or something like that in April? Maybe. I don't know. So,
the show in April.
The reunion.
We're gonna have to get into it.
Yeah, this is good.
Again, man,
or are you going to keep it out on that side of town?
No, it's depending on, you know, obviously timing. So as soon as I can finish up my bed, I already got the CAD drawing back from Marquet. They did my whole bed in CAD, so it's to the T. I sent them my measurements, and they put wood inside my measurement. It's unbelievable. So he already sent me that. I referenced it. I looked at it. I changed one thing, so I went back to them today. So I'll probably hear from them on Monday. So to answer your question, man, I want to say 3 months. I want to be done, but it's definitely not because of me.
March, April.
Yeah,
there it is.
So
the reunion.
I'm hoping.
Let's ship that thing out here.
That would be the goal. So I'm on it every day.
You got what? Battle in Bama. May 13th
I'm skipping all the shows. I'm skipping all the shows this year because I need to really tackle this. So, this year I want to skip all of them up until this is done.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Okay. So,
I mean, here's the deal for the audience, and I guess for you guys is I think we have a soundboard. I think we get together, we roundtable. But like I said before, if you guys want to interview somebody, I want like to think that I did 250 episodes and 7+ years of pod, and there's really never been a substitute, right? Maybe I just slack off and don't post every 2 weeks, and that's kind of stand in for me. What I try to do. Oh, you got the boys?
They're over here somewhere. You know, I was just thinking, after 51 ounces of Modelo, I really got to use a little boy.
Go piss.
I'm gonna leave my mic hooked up. So let me know if you can hear me. I'm gonna be.
So if we hear you tinkling,
do you sit down or you sit?
Yeah, are you a sit
or
are you a stand?
Always sit.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't want anyone to judge me.
There's guys that do that. It might be something they want a better flow or something like that, but I don't know. I stand myself, but to shit and piss, really. We can definitely still hear you, Mike.
Oh, I'm hoping so. That's what I was planning. I hope it echoes super loud.
Let's be quiet for just like 10 seconds.
He might get nervous.
Stage fright.
So this is a steady flow. I know I'm at a healthy age right now in my life, and
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's impressive, dude. Nice work.
It's like, I remember the Austin Powers part was like testing.
Yeah. Chuck doesn't know. You never saw that movie.
No, I don't know that one.
Oh, HBO Max account.
That's just crazy. No, you could hand deliver every movie. He doesn't watch movies.
I don't.
I'm telling you.
I love movies.
You gotta watch.
Not even like Pulp Fiction?
No.
Hey, how about this? Give us a movie that you have watched and you liked.
Red Dawn.
Oh, Red Dawn, the original? Avenge me!
Oh, there's another one?
Avenge me! Oh, that's great.
Another one.
There's a nice square body. You know there's a nice square body in that truck.
Yes. My top one is probably Gladiator. I really like that movie. That was probably like 15 years ago.
Russell Crowe guy, huh?
Nice.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
Now, how about Braveheart? If you like Gladiator, you might like Braveheart.
Good one.
I don't know if I saw that one.
Yeah, if you don't know, then you didn't see it. Yeah, that's one of those.
That's Mel Gibson, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know a little bit.
Maybe I did.
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank is my top 5.
Dude,
really?
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
Shawshank is
just watch that one.
Good.
Forget the rest. Yeah? Just watch that one.
Knowing you would like Shawshank.
Yeah, Andy Dufresne, you gotta know that story, man.
Yeah.
Watch Shawshank. Watch it tonight, Chuck. Wrap it up.
I got other things to do, man.
How about this? I'm always trying to get you to watch Days of Confused. That's a slapdick show. It'll make you laugh.
Come on, dude.
It's my bet. But Shawshank, that's gonna hit you hard, bro.
Is that comedy? Is that a Gladiator kind of movie?
No.
Action? What is that?
You'll find out.
It's hilarious.
But 3 guys are telling you to watch it.
Yeah. I don't own a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of movies. I don't own a lot of movies. I own Shawshank Redemption.
Is it like a VHS, DVD, or like a Blu-ray?
It's DVD.
DVD.
But I don't know if I have a DVD player anymore. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Do you?
I have a
DVD player.
Well, if you have any kind of PS3 or something, you have an ability to use it.
I don't have a PS3.
Well, I'm sure my kids we have something, but that is funny. I digress, which is easy to do with me. But we had VHS at the fire station up until like 3 years ago.
A Shawshank VHS?
No, just for a VHS player, because that's how our training was on VHS.
Can we call a different station when we need help?
You don't need to own Shawshank anymore because it's on like 3 channels nonstop. It's probably got to be one of the top 5 most watched.
It's like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's always on somewhere.
It's always on,
right?
Because they're generating money. Guys like the 3 of us, they're like, "This is a great movie. Let's sit here and watch it
again."
Yeah, let's watch Shawshank. Andy
Dufresne. So let's flip the script here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this show that's coming in April?
You want to talk to Mike a little bit?
Well, we're going to debut this.
We just got done talking to Mike.
I'm talking to Mike.
They know
Mike, you talk too much, bro.
They all know.
I'm already in here now.
A month ago, they heard the whole story.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's going to be the episode that might be the top 5 episode of all time. C10 Talk.
That's going to be the Shawshank Redemption.
That's it, man. Everyone's gonna know the story of it, man. I love it. You brought that full circle back around, dude. But it's been cool. I got a lot of response back from like everyone.
Dude, I've even got a response on your pod.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I've had so many people reach out.
Hey, do you know the Poised Pimp?
No, dude.
Mullet Mike.
Most of it was the little cry guy emoji.
Oh yeah, right.
Dude, you got him. Like you.
Did you ever meet the redheaded European girl?
No, still not yet, dude. She told me that Germany's like super on lockdown right now. Like, don't even think about coming over here. She said like that.
But she listened to your pod.
Oh, she did. She did listen to the pod and then kind of hearing my story, because I never really told anyone my story, but it's cool to get it out to so many people that heard it. So when she said she did listen to it, she knows some English, she said, but she's like, I didn't know a lot of stuff, and the whole holiday thing. She's like, no, I wasn't just on vacation, hanging out, chilling. Like, I they didn't really tell me anything. I said, no, I have no remorse to you at all for anything that you did. But it was very cool that it kind of got all the way around the world and stuff, and people in other countries are listening to it. So that was really cool for me.
Yeah, that's good
work.
And then the connection of it. So going back to that, I want you guys to know that this is the round table. But if you want to interview anybody, right? You just talked about Frank's been on my list for a long time. If you want to interview Frank, you call Frank. You're like, hey, dude, I want to do it.
Get Eye Candy on here, talk to him. Maybe we'll do something like that.
Yeah.
We'll get him on the golfing course or something, and we'll go talk about him. That'd be kind of cool to do, right?
I can't think that Scott probably doesn't have 10 people that he said to himself, why the hell is Ronnie not interviewing this guy? Right. So that's kind of the whole point. It, to me, is the three of you and all the people out there in, our C10 world are like, well, why doesn't he interview this guy? Why does he interview this guy? So that's where
there's people that'll give you a good interview, and there's people that won't, no matter like you know what I mean? Like you there's personalities in this game that would do well on something like this, and you might have to drag it out of them, you gotta know.
Yeah. I like dragging stuff out of, I really do. I enjoy that part of it for me. But sometimes you're like, dude, help me out. I think 7 years ago when I first sat down with Dino, he had no concept of clue. A lot of guys were like, what's this podcast thing?
Yeah.
Now, if you talk to somebody and they haven't heard of a podcast, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But some people too, they just get nervous. And it takes them a while to warm up. And then once you get them going, you're like, oh shit, I can't slow this train down. This guy's on fire. But I just think that and I think I'm open. One thing that's cool is I used to reach out to Kyle Metalocks, and I used to say, I would probably say once a month, I'd say, hey, who do you want to hear? What'd you think of the last episode? Because I look at that as he kind of represents the dudes in the shop that just pod all day long. I mean, that's what that dude, he just plugs in and pods and grinds for 8 to 10 hours a day. And I'm like, okay, well, who do you want to hear from? Because I sit on my phone, I see social media, or I run into somebody, or this sold, or whatever reason I do what I do. There's other reasons why you might want to hear from Derek. You might want to just sit down with Derek and talk to him and be like, dude, I think the community would love this story.
Don't put us on a pod.
I'm just telling you, man. You'd be surprised.
Our DMs are wild enough. We don't need a pod about it.
I'll give you a perfect example. The two guys for the bottom for Scott and I right now is going to be Chuck and Mike. And I was sitting there one day and I'm like, I know Chuck, but the world doesn't know Chuck. You know what I mean? And so it's the same thing. And I'm like, I kind of know Mike. He's been going to more shows. He went to LST with us. And I'm like, dude, once we went on the LST trip, I'm like,
oh, Mike's the one.
Put him on my trip. I'm putting him on the pod. So I think the goal is to say, hey, I'm not the end all. People want out there, get a hold of Chuck if you want to do it. But if some guys might be like when I just told Scott, I'm like, hey, if you want to interview somebody, go for it. I'll set you up. I'll get you all the stuff. He's like, really? You want me to interview something like just solo? Yeah, if you want to do it. But if you don't, that's fine too. That's where I kind of look at this next phase is saying, hey, if you want to do it, let's do it. You want to jump on OBS talk? Let's do it. All three of you guys have OBSs. Yeah. All three of you know the trucks from C10s to OBSs. Just have fun. And if you're like, I'll do the roundtables, that's cool too. Doesn't matter.
Mix it up. We'll do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So do people reach out to you and like ask you to be on the show? Or do you select, how do you operate? How do you pick who you're going to do and why do you pick them? I guess no one's ever interviewed you. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, you're going to be my first guest.
All right. The quickest way.
Hey, I actually said that to somebody probably last year.
You've even said it to me multiple times.
I'm going to interview Ronnie. That's what we're going to do.
I'm in. The quickest way to not get a podcast is tell me you should be on the podcast.
Gotcha.
100%. That's 100%. That's a God's honest truth.
So nobody that's been on your pod has sort of asked for it.
I would say that there have been people who have said, I have a really cool story and maybe they've said like, I think your audience would like it. And then I say, shoot, let me hear what you got. Right. If it's not about like them pumping up themselves, then I'm all in. Right. And so there have been some of those. Yeah. I'd have to think back and look at it, but, and then what I'll do is I'll do some cross-reference. So let's say somebody says, hey, my name's Mike. I've got a really cool story. I think you should hear it. And I'm like, all right, what is it? It's like, well, I'm a pimp. I got a mullet. I got a stepside that was given to me by my stepdad. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, then what I'll do is I'll make 3 phone calls. Like, what do you think? Right. And then I'll call Grinder, and then he'll be like, I'll do it. Mike's the shit, or something like that. Right. I'll call Sean Provost.
Put the feelers out.
Yeah. It's good. I vet it.
Street cred. That's why you got to have street cred.
One of the best ones was there was a guy who I think we all kind of know now. I think him and Chuck, I think Chuck probably really likes his style. And I think his name's Jason, but it's Veneta Fab. You guys know Veneta?
Yeah.
Veneta Fab?
Yeah.
He has that red, race truck C10. And he also built a 2-tone 72 ochre and white. He built real nice stuff.
Yeah.
So I met him like 3 or 4 years ago. I think it was at C10's in the trailer park. And I walk up to him, hey man, I love your truck. This is who I am. He's like, cool. And I'm like, I'd like to talk to you about, can you be on the pod? I mean, it's on the pod. It's on there somewhere. And I think I even say this, but I'm like, all right, this guy's never heard of C10 Talk. And he's like, well, you've never heard of me. And I'm like, all right, fair game, right? But I'm like, how have you not heard of the podcast? And he's just like, well, how have you not heard of me? So my weakness is I'm not on Facebook. So Veneta Fab, he's on Facebook.
I know.
He's on Facebook. So he's on Facebook. He's got a profile, a page, and then I'm not on Facebook. Like, I mean, my IG goes to Facebook. But like, I have to remember if I'm going to give a GSI calendar away that I say, oh shit, this is for IG only. Because there was multiple times, we were all trying to grow, and the IG days of 5 years ago, I'm going to give away a hat. Well, I would give away double everything, because I would always forget
to do the Facebook.
This shit freaking goes over to Facebook. So somebody would guess how many miles per gallon Yellowstone got going to LST,
Facebook, and you never saw it.
And I always forgot. And then I'd be like, oh shit, I owe this guy a hat or a shirt, because I'm dealing with 2 different entities. But that was just me being an idiot. But
I see that. I can recognize that.
So I'm Delmo has been the number one guy to say we need to interview you. I'm not saying I'm not against it. I've been on other pods as a guest. I mean, I've been on the Truck Show podcast, which is I dig those dudes. I've been on some of those, but I don't know the questions. They usually are asking me like, oh, what's C10 Talk and stuff like that. But to sit down and be like, how do you get your guests? Who's your favorite guest of all time?
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Who's Ronnie? Right. Part 1, Part 2. What's C10 Talk?
Yeah.
And then 3, like the whole mashup.
You let me know. I don't think
I'm coming for you.
No, but I think I take it for granted that I feel like I've left enough out there that most people might know that, but that's okay. One thing I have realized is kind of like Red Dawn #1 and Red Dawn #2 is what I said 5 years ago. I think, well, you guys all know that I said it 5 years ago. They don't, right? It's 2 years ago, 3. So you forget about that time. It's like, well, yeah, that was episode 12, dude. This is episode 250. So you kind of have to kind of rehash some of that stuff. What I'm, and you can hit this on when you talk to me. What's amazing to me is I'll post something, say something, and take it for granted. I don't even think about it. In a month or 2, a guy will come up to me at a show and be like, dude, that Poised Hipster freaking show, boom, rocked my life. Like,
I think that's something you got to realize and recognize, that the impact you may have that isn't necessarily expressed right away.
Yeah.
Like that instant
grat.
It's not going to be like, boom, Ronnie, that was the shit. Mike, that was the best pod I've ever heard. It might take 2 months to reach it. It might take 2 months to get there. You know what I'm saying? So you'll hit that, and that could happen a year down the road.
Yeah.
I think people, I mean, I know you on a different kind of level. Maybe other people don't. I know there's a lot of people that do have a bond with you, but maybe these other people don't know about you. I think you'd be a good guest. You're on the top of my list. So Mike and Chuck, back up. He's mine.
Jeez, all right. All I want to know are those glasses prescription, or are they just aesthetics, or what?
No, dude. Not only
they look good, doesn't matter. They look good.
Hey, not only are these prescription, but these are my transitions. I never wear these. My
that's right. You missed your appointment when we were doing a podcast.
I took my other ones in, and let me tell the audience: don't get transitions because for Arizona they change colors and they're sunglasses. But then when I'll come back in, they're still sunglasses, and I'm like, dude. So I don't wear these that much.
But can we all agree they look really good?
That's right.
Right, boys?
Yes. You look like Buddy Holly or something. I love it.
I'll just go like this, and I won't look like Buddy Holly anymore.
Who's that guy?
Well, see, I do that because then otherwise everybody gets a glare off that dome.
Yeah, that's pretty shiny.
I know. Look at that. Look at that freaking glare.
No, Ronnie's Dr. Phil Halloween costume.
I love it.
I
love it.
That shit was funny.
I got a pretty good Halloween costume. I'll send you guys. I did pretty good on a Halloween one year.
I'll have to post it then. We'll see.
I will. I'll send it. I'll send it to you guys. That was fun. I actually wore it, and I had a teacher. I was in like a CNC programming class, and he saw the picture and he asked if he could borrow it, and he borrowed it. Took it to some big like hotel party, won some award and stuff. It was like it had like a chassis, we TIG welded like tubing chassis. I'll send it to you guys. It's pretty dope. I'm pretty proud of that one.
That one, that might be I could have set the bar. I'm liking this.
This Halloween costume?
Yeah, the one you're talking about.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you in a second.
All right, send the group. All right, hey, so let's just throw out me as a guest. Mike, who's somebody you'd want to interview?
You know, I've been thinking about that, and there's so many guys that I've met. You know, like you said, we've been to so many shows now. I've been to Texas shows, I've been to California shows, I've been to Vegas shows. So I've met a lot of guys throughout the way. Man, I can think of at least 5 guys right now. I mean, I know you just did the Herrera interview, and that guy's been someone that I've been real close to now, meeting this past year alone. He's a real cool dude. You know, it comes to mind when you said Frank too. I would love to. You know, Frank's a cool guy. I've known Frank a long time. You know, he painted my truck, but dude, he's got some cool stories too from where he came from and doing that. I know he has a little channel with Trey 5 when they do their updates. He brings Frank in there. So you get to meet Frank a little bit. He's one of those dudes up there. And then just some of like the guys that you don't hear too much from, right? Like the Kern County guys, Biggie. I know I kind of interviewed him on the last Grinder interview, but he's a cool guy. You know, there's some other guys out there too, especially, you know, with me being Hispanic, I kind of tend to go and follow some of these guys that are also like me or stuff too. Some guys that are, you know, from all different parts of California, guys from here too, that you meet, you know, some guys in the Los Presidentes Car Club, they're at everything C10 related, anything. They show up pretty deep too with their, you know, kind of low rider theme stuff that they have going on. So there's a lot of guys, man. I don't know. It's hard to pick just one, right? I mean, just like you said, no one really comes to me and asks me for anything or hey, I know you're with Grinder now, you know, get a feature on my truck. No one really does that to me, but there's definitely a couple guys that I want to hit up and see what their story is. So gears are turning, man. I'll come up with something, but I like the idea of it. I want to hear some people's stories, and maybe once this video goes out, maybe some people will be like, hey, you should talk to this guy because he's got some cool stuff going on, right? I like hearing that. I like this round table here we got going on too, though.
I will say another thing that's funny that I think the audience, and I should start saving them. I wouldn't say who it was who said it, but I do probably get a handful for sure where they'll be like, hey, I just found this scene. I think you should interview me. What do I got to do to get on the podcast?
Yeah.
You know? And you kind of look at it. Sometimes I don't respond. Sometimes I'm like, hey, cool. Welcome to the scene. Great people. You know, kind of do things like stay in touch with me. You know, I'll follow your page or send me some stuff. You try to be courteous to somebody, but sometimes you kind of got to laugh too about, you know, the way the world. The other thing too is sometimes you get somebody who's like 16 to 18. I've got my first truck and I'm building my first truck. How do I get you to sponsor my first truck? Oh, what'd you do? What'd you send?
It's the Halloween costume.
Can you please post this thing? Just show this picture.
That's the Halloween costume.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Wow.
Oh, this is. Oh, you had to go way back for this.
Yeah, that was deep. I had to go deep.
Halloween 2013.
I built that whole thing, dude. I got a mannequin. I split it. I put a hinge on it. TIG welded little shoulder chassis. My mom's a nurse, so she's got me all that hospital gear.
Oh yeah.
Who's that right there? Who's that right there?
That's my wife, bro.
That's what I thought. Is that old Ashley right there?
That's Ashley. Yeah.
So, did you invent this, or did you see it, or did you kind of?
I saw like a picture of a baby thing. And I just took it to the next level.
Okay, for the audience, because I know
definitely 70s.
We're gonna
definitely
post
70s.
Okay?
Got it.
We are gonna post this.
We'll throw back.
But this is Scott's head. What is perceived to be coming out of a vagina, and a mother birthing young Scott, and he's standing up. The mother is in the same position that probably got that baby inside of her, somewhat of a spread eagle missionary position.
Wow, okay, that's deep.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah. Come on.
Hey, we're not food here.
Hey,
Come
that's
on.
how it happens for you guys. That's how it happens for you guys. That's great, dude. Oh, I just love your face. I love all the pictures of your face.
So I still have those legs. They're up in my attic. And
Nice.
I have to take the little fucking access thing off the ceiling to get up in there. And my boys will be down there looking up and, Dad, what are those legs?
You got a dead body up
Don't
there,
worry
Dad?
about it. They're just hanging over, just kind of like just chilling.
I think my question is this a big beaver or is this your hair? I mean, that's a lot of hair going on there.
So I got a hoodie, a pink hoodie, cut the hood off.
God.
Look at Chuck.
I got a visual. I got all mental visual.
Chuck, come on, man. You're a details guy.
Totally. Well,
So the pink hoodie.
There's pink. There's purple.
There's hair.
You know,
There's hair.
Yeah.
So God bless
No roast beef. You didn't have
my
roast
mother.
beef or anything.
It's my mom. Come on.
What do you mean it's your mom? Oh, I see
my
what
mom.
you're saying.
I'm Monica.
I didn't.
I'm Monica.
I didn't take that it was your mom.
That's mom. Who else would it be?
No, it would be your mom. But I wasn't associating that was your mom. I was just saying this is a great Halloween costume. Yeah, I get it. Okay, sorry.
Anyway, it was very hard. It was very hard to party. And
did your mom see the costume?
I hope not. Oh
well, then, come on.
My mom knows too much about me already.
She has the real thing, man.
It's true. She does.
Why are we talking about my mama's? You know.
Can you imagine?
Oh, the son, the baby. Yeah, she does. They call me the cherub. I'm the cherub. They call my sisters. I got 3 sisters, no brothers. You know, even my dog was a girl. I tell that to everybody. I'm the cherub. They call me the cherub. My sister. You go to my mom's house. There's pictures of me all over the place.
That's it, dude.
And in the birth order, you're what? 2, 3?
I'm 3.
Number 3.
I got 2 older sisters and 1 younger sister.
Becky's younger.
Yep.
Okay.
So Becky's younger. Becky's the same. Becky's 35.
She's the baby.
Yeah, she's the baby.
Yeah. Oh, that is a good costume. That's pretty. I'm saying that beats Dr. Phil, by the way. That's pretty good. I like that.
I was pretty proud of it. There's a lot of work and time invested in that.
I always see the one that's like the end table or something like that. People, I don't know. I'll have to find that one. Dig that one.
You have to show me. I used to go hard for Halloween, and now I'm just old guy, a couple kids. You know?
Well, it's kind of like 3 phases of Santa, right? So you believe in Santa.
Yeah.
You don't believe.
Then you are.
Then you are.
Yeah.
So now you're back to having seen that enjoyment with the boys.
I am Santa. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that's good though with Halloween. Chuck, who's on your list? Who do you want to interview? You can't interview Arnie.
I'd say Hammer Fab, man.
Oh, I was gonna. You stole my guy.
Yeah.
No, but that's a conversation that's meant for Chuck.
Yeah.
Levi and Chuck. That's you guys. You can have Levi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might not get a lot out of him though. He's a very.
So I interviewed him at Dino's. I still haven't dropped the. Or no, I did drop the video. I think.
Okay.
But yeah, no, you'll get him.
Yeah, you'll
get him going.
You're the right guy for Levi.
And I'll have some input on what I always tell guys. It's no secret, but try to warm guys up a little bit. You get them warmed up. I think you'd have to go back to like the first 10 of mine, but Keith into Billet was one of mine.
Is that what this is, Ronnie? I'm gonna warm him up.
Are we trying to compare who has the most ounces of beer down tonight?
No, we're not, Mike.
No,
Sit
no.
down. Sit down, Mike.
We
Settle
just
down.
heard you piss out 32
Oh, dude,
ounces.
it was
for
running
Christ's
for a
sake.
long time.
And you had great flow, by the way. So, but
healthy.
If you warm them up, because I had Keith into billet, and I listened to that pod, and the first 20, 30 minutes, he was stiff as could be, and then he warmed up. And Keith is a great guy, somebody who I admire and really look to. And I just was like, dude, I wish he would have warmed up this much, or maybe I should have warmed you up. A little foreplay, Chucky.
You know, I think
kind of choppy.
Oh, I'm choppy?
He don't know what that is. He just jumps right in, dude.
A little foreplay never hurts. When it comes to interviews,
got you. No, I
Yeah.
go in dry, man. Whatever it takes.
A little propel.
Miami champ.
Yeah, it's very humid out here already, so it's not a problem.
Nice. What were you gonna say, Scotty?
I think. Have you done Freeman? Josh Freeman?
I
know
twice. He was on
doing his own
C10
thing
and
now,
on
but-
OBS. Yeah, he's been.
But he's
on.
cool.
It's been a while.
He's got a lot of. He talks very well. He speaks well.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
And that's another thing is you start to look. You're like, it's been so long ago that this.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I was gonna say
Yeah.
earlier, you could probably even do Dino again
Yeah.
because he was so long ago.
Well,
some
he's
things
been
have
on
changed.
twice, but he is, man. You can get him.
Everybody
on.
wants to hear from him.
No, they do.
Yeah.
And Renee, C10 King, John Oro.
You know who I love? You know who I love to listen to? I told Mike this the other day. Is Sam.
Oh yeah,
I love Sam, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy is gifted.
You're black and blue about it. I'm the one sitting next to him getting beat up the whole damn time.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's built for this type of stuff.
Oh yeah, he's freaking pushing me, and you saw the video. We hadn't even started yet, and he comes at me and he's freaking hit me, and I'm like,
what
video
was this? What video was this?
That's funny that you should say that. The reunion
There's a
video.
show coming
The
up in April.
reunion. When is it?
April 9th, baby. The reunion.
So all jokes aside, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Can we get into that now? Yeah.
Yeah, why not? So the reunion, April 19th.
April
And
9th.
9th, sorry.
9th.
So who are the guys involved, and give us the vision.
Okay, so we just had a meeting with the city yesterday, Sam and myself. So we're calling it Sam Ron Productions.
Okay.
But Mikey came out and did some film for us, some videos. But I think by the time this drops, it's we can let all the cats out of the bag. But it's in downtown Chandler. That's where I work as a firefighter. Yeah, and that was our video, our picture from the yesterday's
The glare is just crazy.
What is this guy?
We got too much glare.
There he is.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, look at that. We sent that to Mikey because he helped us out. We told him, hey, we're gonna think of you when we have our meeting. But here's why is this show different from any other show? It's in a parking garage. 5 stories of trucks. So how many are we going to fit in there? Same thing. We're going to let out 350 to start. I don't know that we're going to go much over that the first year. We just want to have it all under control. There's a park next to the parking garage. We will put some trucks in the park, in the grass. But for the most part, the vendors will be out on this road. Then there's a park. It's not a big park, a couple football fields, and then there's a 5-story parking garage. And it's right next to downtown Chandler, a mile from my fire station. And the downtown's hopping. So we're going to have a Friday night pre-party show, or pre-party, then the show, and then the after party on Saturday. So there'll be a host hotel and
2-day event or 1 day or
1 day. Technically it's going to be April 9th, but you kind of assume everybody comes in on the 8th and we'll get checked in. And then the hotel is literally right across the street, and all the restaurants and bars and everything are right there. Very central. And Chandler is actually where GSI is as well. So they're about 8 miles. You're probably in maybe 5 or 6 miles. So Chandler is where GSI is. About a mile from it's not even a mile. It's a half mile from my fire station.
Right.
And it's a great little area, hopping little area. the biggest thing for us is it's not going to be like the Get Down. It's not going to be huge and spread out like just like 1,500 trucks. We don't have that kind of real estate.
But we're more like C10s in the park, kind of. But
well,
not that
parking garage.
So is every story going to be a story?
Well, we're going to take over the whole thing. But there will be a story within
you know what I'm saying? No, like levels to this.
Oh no, 100%. There's levels. Okay. Yeah. Everybody will get 2 spots. So we're not going to put them that tight. Everybody gets 2 spots. So when you come in,
the craziest thing you could think of. Like, it's like, I've never seen a show in a parking garage.
You're lying, dude. You've seen Tokyo Drift.
All right, you know what? I hope someone's drifting through that. There was someone kind of going wild when we were filming out there.
They asked. They even brought that up. The city brought that up. They're like, they kind of joked. They go, "Is the burnout contest going to be on the top deck?" The top floor?
I hope they do.
Do they sign off on something like that?
And there's a cop there in the meeting, and we're like, we're trying to get invited back. So
yeah, right.
We're going to try to be on our best behavior. But there is a basement, a full basement. And we're going to have some fun there. And then there is a top deck as well. And we're going to have some fun with that. But when you come in, you'll get your assigned spots. You're going to get 2 spots, you know, so you can park at an angle. You can be by your buddy and have some room. But we don't want to make it, you know, parking garage tight. We want to make people be able to park and enjoy it.
City.
Yeah. Something way different. I don't really have a number. I'll be honest with you. I don't have like, oh, we're going to sell out. And I'm not worried about that. I think if we have 150 to 200 trucks, it's going to be awesome. If we have 350 and we cap it at that, I think what we're going to do is we're going to look at 350 and then we're going to see about adding some more depending on how the real estate all works out. But I've already been getting hit up by vendors. And probably one of the most important things is the title sponsor is LMC. So they're the big dog when it comes to the reunion. The class of 2022, really the first year, the reunion 2022 LMC trucks.
The reunion.
Nice. Do we get to vote like most eligible bachelor?
So we
most
have
likely to succeed.
We have some ideas about that. So we thought about that. Yes. So
a yearbook, like a yearbook.
So we are gonna do a picture, which is like your center picture. We are going to do that. So they'll be in the grass. There'll be a picture up top, and then we're going to take a picture of the reunion. And where are you? If we could, we would do 2022. I don't know if we'll do that versus just a big group picture.
Yeah.
But we thought who most likely to go to jail, most likely to get their truck done.
Mike.
Most likely.
Don't tell my mom.
Yeah, don't tell your mom loves you no matter what, bro.
Oh yeah, she'll bail me out. Yeah. She'll be right there with me.
So yeah, I mean, one of the things you're gonna get is, and Sam and I we think we'll have a little, do a pod and talk about it. But some of the different ideas, but one of the ideas is you get a little parking pass, like high school.
Like high school. Yeah.
So a lot of family reunion, class reunion, funny little things that we plan on doing, and we have some good ideas. So like
best of show is like valedictorian, something like that. Am I already like?
No, we definitely have that, but we have more. I think I'll give you the one thing that we've talked about that I can say is probably solid is the best step side. Like Mike gets to pick that, right? Yeah. So we're gonna say
naturally
certain guys get to pick certain things, and then what that does from a show perspective is it says Mike's gonna be there, and it gives him a little ownership in it. Yeah. And if Sam and I are so busy running around trying to manage the whole thing,
it's a lot.
We can let other guys. We could say best patina. Chuck.
That's the guy.
Right? Best GSI chassis. Scott. Best step side. So we do have those that we're working on, but I will say it will not be an awarded show. It won't be LST.
Yeah.
It won't be that. No.
Like you might take home something like what you got back there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where do you see this in 5 years?
Damn, Chuck.
You're gonna outgrow that. You're gonna outgrow that parking garage in 5 years, dude. First year's always, you got to see
No, so I think we'd be dumb not to think that. I wouldn't say I've thought 5 years ahead, but the vibe of our downtown is what I don't want to lose. So I don't know. We might cap it at 500 and say this is it.
Dude, you know Dino's pulls like 15 to 1,800 trucks easy. If you're the second biggest, right, we got to get, dude, 1,000 trucks out there again.
I don't think we could fit 1,000 where we're having the show. That would be the limitation. The only thing that would be different is there is a parking garage. There is another parking garage, but it's not. It's a little bit further off. So I don't know that would work, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And I will tell you this, Sam and I have talked about this in depth, and Mike's been there a few times when we've talked about it. We're not, Sam and I, and just like Scott, we have way more ideas than we're going to have time and the ability to execute. So we're saying, let's just focus on 5, which I can't focus anyways. Let's focus on 5 of these. Let's just go have a good time and let people have a great time. And let's make sure the city invites us back. And then we'll worry about 2023, 2024. But you think about the people are cool, the trucks are cool, but people are cool. And really, we all believe that. That's why I think you guys care about the community as much as like I do. We just want to have fun. And we have these relationships where we know the kids and you see these people and it's turned into this family. So that's where the name comes from, is it's really a family / class reunion, but it's your truck people. It's your brothers, your sisters. So let's it's funny how the trucks become so secondary. It's the people and going to the bar and laughing and John Oro doing what he does and Black Rob doing what he does and us all having such a great time. Now there is a new bar in downtown Chandler. I don't know if it'll be open, but it's called the Uncommon, and it's one of those video arcade bars. So we're trying to get that and that'll be a lot of fun. Go play video games and drink beer and hang out with everybody. We'll see. April 9th.
I like it.
Cool. Well, congrats. I know it's going to do fine, and you guys are going to kick butt. And I think
you're going to be there, right, Chuck?
You have all the support behind you.
You're going to be there, Chuck, right? Bring that square body out with you.
I think I'm going to stay there, man. It's January in 2 weeks. So, what's another 8 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh man, this year is going by quick already, man. LST is going to be here quick. That show's coming up quick too. Your reunion, dude, there's a lot coming up.
It goes so fast. Speaking of that, LST for 3 of the 4 of us.
No, don't let Chuck say he's not going to car shows this year.
Listen.
I was about to call him as soon as this hung up and said, "You're crazy. You're coming." The truck doesn't have to be there. Chuck has to be there.
I know, but then I feel like a slap dick,
I feel attacked.
I like how he says it, like a slap dick.
Yeah, like a slap dick.
You've been slapping dicks your whole life, dude.
Yeah.
What's one more month?
You slap one dick.
Come on. It doesn't make that.
What's another dick?
LST is probably. I love Dino's. Because it's like my backyard and all that. But I love LST, man. That's probably one of my favorite shows. I love the cruise that you put together.
What I really enjoyed, and this is, it checked almost all the boxes. I'd say all the boxes was C10 Nationals in Nashville, put on by CK Truck Magazine. Chris Baker.
Yeah,
you had. The swaps get me, man. I'm sorry. I like a swap.
He's a swap big guy.
Yeah. I like to look at that cool vintage stuff. It was packed. People, when you see a guy with a fender on his shoulder smiling like, damn, he found gold, and another guy with a bumper, another guy with leaf springs. Like, who buys leaf springs? Who needs, he was buying. I felt that vibe of the swap community. Then there was vendors. Then there was truck show. There was a DJ. There was a burnout contest. There was autocross in the back for free. You want to get in line and go drive around some cones, have a blast all day, as many laps as you can. And then at the icing on the cake at the end was, okay, now we're going to do a loser lap on the freaking track.
I love that about that show. That's pretty cool.
So you're on like, I don't know what degree bank, and I'm in GMO, and I'm like, this feels weird, driving at, 7, 8, 9 degrees, whatever that is. And you do a complete lap doing, I was doing like 85, 90. I thought that was kind of cool.
That's really cool.
And then if you really want to, go balls to the wall, you go to Nashville. But that's a crazy scene over there. But whatever. We went there one night.
It's got some stories.
Couldn't go anywhere because everything was full.
Yeah, Nashville's crazy. Or downtown as well.
And then, I'm a big weather guy. I live in the heat. I don't want to go to a show or travel to be in heat. I try to get away from it. So the weather is still nice. It was like 75 degrees, which they said it was kind of warm.
He locked up on
I lost you, Frank. Chuck, whatever your name is.
Yeah, he locked up. He's jammed up jelly tight.
A real all-inclusive.
Oh, there he is.
You're back. We lost you for a second.
Yeah. So big picture, it's a real all-inclusive. I'm a big weather guy. I don't know if you caught that part. I live in the heat, don't like to go to heat. So I like to enjoy the weather and the show wherever I go. And then, it's also the venue was great. To get to the track where the hotel was like 7 or 8 miles. So in the morning, you see everybody driving, so you get the rolling shots. So I don't know. I think it checked a lot of boxes, and obviously for me, it's not as far as the other shows.
That's awesome.
And I can take my truck there, but we're talking east. So LST, you were saying, Scott, that's one of your favorites, but I don't think there's much to do once you leave LST, right? Like where do we go? We went to that taco place one time. I don't think it's very user friendly. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like show experience wise. Yeah, there might be others. I have a good time at C10's in the park and the party on the square. I love that.
That's probably my favorite.
That's what I definitely want to hear. I
love Cassidy. I had a blast watching that guy.
He
cracks
jams
me up,
and he's one of us.
Yeah, I liked seeing Jason Cassidy there. That was cool. But you're right, Chuck. Like the after party.
So what we should do, and this is good, is we should do like a top show, like we all talk about them, because between the four of us, we've got a lot of them covered, and we should talk about that and something kind of break them down. Why do you like this one? What don't you like about this one? What's your favorite part about this? And let the audience know. Hey, this is the one you got to go to.
Absolutely.
I went to Battle in Bama last year, first time. I was like, I like this. So I think that having that input, and it could be constructive, it can be, one way or the other, I like shows that don't charge the Gen Pop to get in. When you charge the Gen Pop to get in, it that's something that, I'm not a big fan of. So
right.
I think that we could definitely talk about all those different things. Mike, real quick, I mean, everybody else kind of said, do you have a show? I mean, obviously you have a show as well.
No, I mean, I'm going to be all over this place. I mean, I'm already thinking in my mind, January, what shows are coming up. February, I know we got LST, but, I come from like the mini truck side. So my truck is just one only Chevy truck in our car club. So I got, at least 3 shows in February that I plan on going to. There's a local club, Art of Noise, out here. They're going to have a show over at the baseball fields that we do every year. And we'll show up pretty deep in there with at least 20 vehicles or something. And I'm the only, like I said, there's a K5 Blazer my buddy Kevin has. But other than that, I'm going to be at that show, LST, of course, the reunion. And then my club has their show in May. Then there's June, and there's a 4th of July show. Then back into August, it's Brothers. September, October, September's probably Intervention again.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shows.
C10's in the park.
There's a lot of shows I go to too, not just Chevy stuff related. So I'm going to mini truck shows. We just went to one here local down the street, Severed Tires Car Club here. They have a car show out here. So that's a lot of everything, mostly adjustable, mostly bagged vehicles, hydraulics, something laying on the ground. It's different than the C10 stuff I go to for sure. When I go to the C10 stuff, it's a lot of attention on my truck, which I totally appreciate, but going to these mini truck shows, it's not so much because everything's on the ground. Everything's got cool paint or big wheels and stereo and stuff, right? So, yeah, I'm already thinking in my head as we're talking here, how many shows we got up, January, February, March, April, May. There's going to be something going on. There's so much going on that I can go to. And that's why I got like the filming and the stuff I do anyways, because I'm going to go to these stuff anyways, and I just want to share it with everyone that maybe couldn't see it or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
that's how I feel about LST. Like you said, you're like inside the magazine. Like,
yeah,
there's a minivan that's body dropped. Then there's a truck with a 18-inch lift over here. You see a little bit of everything. You see all that flavor. But another thing, like, since we all travel so much, like, what about a traveling pod? Like,
I like it.
Take your gear with you. Like, if I go to Minnesota for something, I can hit up a guy that might not necessarily be on this side of the town, sit down in his hotel room or my hotel room for an hour, chop it up, and then pack all the shit in a bag and go home.
Yeah.
You might be able to get some great stuff because Mike's everywhere. I'm fortunate enough to travel a lot of places. Chuck's at a car show every weekend. He's doing something. There's a lot of guys that
swap meets.
Swaps.
Swapping it up. You know what? That's the question I want to know, Chuck. I mean, tell me, on these swap meet stuff, is it better to get like OEM original equipment versus ordering aftermarket leaf springs or the headlights or door handles and stuff you're talking about that you see at these swap meets? I mean,
yeah, swap. I like using, since I do the patina stuff. Like the swap meets are my deal because it matches what I'm doing. Now, if you're doing a nice painted truck, you may want to, opt for something newer, shinier, but, not everything that shines is gold.
No, I love it.
Ooh.
He's been sitting on that one.
That's a Chuck C bumper sticker right
Chuck
there.
C original.
Yeah.
How
It
you
lasted
doing?
40,
All right, I need a
50 years.
sticker guy out there to make that Chuck C. Not everything that shines is gold.
Not
Who's gonna do
everything
it
that
first?
shines is gold.
What was the other one? What was the other one? The OEM one?
OE plus.
OE plus.
OE
plus.
It used to be OE plus.
Don't skip on the sauce. Don't go cheap on the sauce or something.
Don't go cheap on the sauce.
The
Then there's other ones.
sauce.
Did you zoom? Don't swipe.
Don't swipe. Yeah.
We got a lot of Chuckisms.
Yeah, he does, dude.
There's a couple.
He's seasoned. He's seasoned.
OE plus, OE plush. Keep that sauce. There's plenty of it. Oh yeah, we're gonna light these bad boys up.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be fun, guys.
Yeah, I thought I said something, but I forgot. I think I got broken off before Mike asked me about the swap. I said
Your slap dick comment?
Did I cut you off? Did I slap dick? Did I slap your dick?
No, Mike, quit slapping people's dicks.
There's gonna be a lot of slap dicking going on. There's gonna be a lot of it. So what do you guys think? Is this something like we could do on a quarterly basis, or I mean, is that not enough? Is that too? I mean, you guys are all pretty busy guys.
Well, why don't you ask? What can you ask the people?
Yeah,
not these four.
Yeah. Well, within reason, the people. So I'm down. We could bump it up and do it, but yeah, we could bump it up to, I mean, once a month, once every other month. I mean, so once a quarter.
Cool,
that might be a little
quarterly.
Quarterly?
Yeah, I'm cool quarterly, and I like. Well, I know you guys are all West Coast, but at least I get a little bit of East Coast flavor over here. What's going on?
Oh, 100%.
That's why you're in the room, Chuck.
But you think it's the trucks and you think it's the shows, but you don't understand the therapy that's going on right here in this little square. You know, and even getting to know each other more, and then that helps us be those guys out at the shows that people want to, having been able, those are the guys that are here, there. We're just like you. We're no different.
100%.
I don't know. So I appreciate this for whatever it's worth. And I know the idea was maybe to go in one direction, but I think it's checking a lot of boxes.
Never goes where we want it to go.
I told Sam that I'm like, we come up with all these great ideas. Sometimes you just let the community do what it's going to do, and it creates great ideas. And I think we all want, it's like, oh, I have this cool idea, but sometimes it's fun just to let it see kind of shit happens, right? Slapdick fabrication over here. It's totally, we got more bumper stickers and t-shirts and sayings and the therapy. This is C10 therapy. This is truck therapy, and this is what it's all about. So if we can provide that, I will say another thing to be added to is some questions, because I think Chuck loves the institutional learning part of it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Even your tech tip that you're doing or what have you, whether I knew it or didn't, I still enjoy it because you see it differently, and you explain it differently. And even all my YouTube stuff it's not me, hey, watch me do a backflip. I'm trying to teach somebody something because I learned it. And you watch it, you learn it, you teach it, kind of deal. And I think that helps get the trucks back on the road. And ultimately, when I see an old truck on the road, it makes me smile. It just does. So
I think too, we think like I learned this stuff from the forum or somebody's dad or somebody taught you this, right? Well, then I have my son and I'm like, well, here, look at this. And I have to think, hey, 3 years ago, I might've said this to somebody, but in 3 years, there's somebody who was 16 who's got a Toyota that his mom bought. Now he's 19. He's got a 75 crew cab dually that he's working on. So sometimes it moves so fast that you forget shit, even though I talked about this a few years ago, which is different for guys who are older. It's like there's a whole new generation every 3 years coming through.
Back in,
how can we help them, get them in the scene, get them going, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's good. I like that.
Okay. Awesome.
I like
bug
the
on your windshield.
I got some 1/2-inch pecs for that. Damn thing, dude. I've been watching that from the job site.
The construction guy. Oh,
I got some like that.
He went up to the plumber on the job.
I saw you guys an inch at a time. I got about $300 here worth of tech tips advice.
Dude, sell that shit. Make little kits for everybody. The one thing about the tech tip that I have to add this is funny is how much shit guys like CaptainObvious.com. Well, you could just replace the nadir. Yes, we know that, but they just freaking sling it. Like, this is the dumbest idea. Why don't you just get your hinges? Why don't you replace your nadir?
I love the tech tip thing. When you started doing that, I was like, this is cool. Way cool.
It's like you guys, everybody takes it so sincere. Like they're just like, you're like, listen, this is just something, read the fine print. This is just to get somebody along, or maybe you don't want their door bouncing. Sure, there's other solutions. But then I was like, you look at a nadir and you're like, some kid who has a square body, whose dad never freaking taught him anything, he might be able to get some pecs. He can't get a nadir off to save his life. He's like, I don't have the Allen wrench to get that off.
Yeah, right. I don't got a 12-point star. Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny, but it's all part of it. That's a discussion
keep that up. That's
I like that too.
Hey, you're catching a good audience on TikTok, because I'll be scrolling through and then Ronnie pops up and I'm like, hey, my guy's on TikTok. This boober's on TikTok.
Here's one for you. I had somebody reach out to me today and say, here, I want to tell you about a tech tip you need to do next. So I was like, what is it?
Working?
Yeah. It's working, dude. I love it. It's amazing with technology.
Hey, Mikey, take us out. You give it a shot. We're all done. I think we're good for the first
closing out from the round table. The circle of trust here. These are some cool dudes. I'm kind of newer to the scene than these guys. Chuck's the expert on the current years and conditions. He could tell you probably VIN numbers off the top of his head. This is a good group of guys here. I love it. You get the comic relief from Ronnie and God damn it, Chuck, you better start watching some movies. Dude, you better watch Dazed and Confused, I swear.
What's the one you guys told me to do?
Shawshank. We'll send it to you.
Shawshank, and then Short Circuit after that.
Short Circuit. Oh God, I think I got a Woody. I think I got a Woody.
You can skip Short Circuit.
Do not go Short Circuit.
We don't go that way, dude. There's some.
Put it on the group. Put it on the group. I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Well,
Shawshank.
I love it though. Quarterly, monthly, whatever you guys want to do, I'm all a part of it. I love talking to people. I love meeting. I love hearing stories, and maybe we'll start a whole a movie suggestion box or something. Tell us what Chuck needs to see over here, and then give us some reviews on it. I love it, dude.
I just noticed you two, Joe Mama, Mullet Mike's, just made your name.
That's it, dude. I love it.
There's that therapy again.
There it is.
We're done. Are you taking out the whole group, Mikey? Scott, you got anything?
Man, Mikey nailed it. I love talking to you guys. I love talking about just stuff, BSing with you guys. And same thing. Mike, you're rad. Chuck, I love you. Ronnie, same. We're all like a little family, dude. I love it. Let's keep it up. Like, I'm down for whatever. Weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever you need. I'm right down the street from Ronnie. I know, Chuck, it's probably hardest for you. Chuck's frozen. Are you frozen? Or are you just really still? Oh, there he is. Yeah, it's probably hard for Chuck. It's bedtime or work time. But
yeah, it's just work time.
I'm up for whatever. I love this shit. I'm so down for whatever. Talking to people, meeting people, listening to stories. Even if I meet people that aren't as interesting as we thought they'd be, it'll still be cool. I'm in.
Okay, we got 2 out of the 3. Chucky, you good?
Yeah, I said yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't hear the first part of my. You didn't hear the first part of my question.
We got to get Chuck to learn to turn his camera.
No, I think I broke up.
Landscape view.
I said, are you going to watch Shawshank this week? And then you said yes.
Oh, Shawshank. I'm trying to.
Don't do it now. It doesn't matter now. It's over.
I'm trying to move this shank around, but
no. You're
he did it! Oh!
What happened the whole time?
Start over.
Start over.
Can we do this
the podcast over?
That's that shit. Like you taught your grandma how to do something.
There's Mike, the tech guy, right? Earlier on, he's like swipe left. Now he's got landscape. Kill. Shit. Here we go. Can't do anything. All right, we're going to take it out. This is the first Slapdick Fabrication, bringing great dudes together for a good time for you, the C10 community, the truck community, from task force to step sides to OBSs. We're going to talk a lot about a lot of cool shit, and some stuff might be relevant, some it won't, but it's all life stuff that somebody's going through, and we'll let you know when we're getting back together. But you might hear these guys individually. I think this all really happened because I told Scott I wanted to come by every now and then and we'll sit down and talk. And then I was thinking, shit, I should get these guys, get Chuck and get Mike. So I don't know that I know I can get Sam to come on every now and then, but I don't think we'll get a word in edgewise, but that might be a good thing. So,
I might get poked from over here.
I'm down to listen to that one.
Yeah, he'll be jealous now. I've been trying to get Sam for Stickle, my buddy Digital C10's like, if you and Sam do a show.
What are you doing, Mike?
What a night. What a night, dude. Let's see. Show us the damage. So, Chuck, how many topals you put down tonight?
How many ounces?
2, man.
38. Shit, 32. I'm doing math again. We got over 100 ounces.
32.
If we're going to keep doing this, I need to start studying a little more. You guys have put a lot of math on me
realize is
today.
that Scott can throw a football 1.7 miles.
Yeah. 8,000 feet. Golden Gate Bridge is 8,000 feet, guys.
It's not, though. It's tiny.
He's on the map. It's only like a quarter inch, guys.
Oh, my God. The OBS transcending. All right, until next time, we're out.
That's all, folks.